Big A Conference football tonight here on the Talent Sports Network. The Cassville Wildcats celebrating homecoming, and they are taking on the East Newton Patriots here this evening. Looks to be a beautiful night weather-wise, maybe a little warm for the players, but it's great weather to get out and watch a high school football game. We are going to stay more than dry, and we've got a nice breeze blowing through the stadium here at Cassville tonight. Looking forward to this Big 8 matchup between the Wildcats and the Patriots. Sammy Clapper along with you, Jeremy Marple alongside, Todd Speakman running the camera for us as always on Cassville WebTV. And glad to be with you here for week number 5 of the high school football season. We hit the midway point, and it's hard to believe, but we're halfway through the season here after the conclusion of tonight's ball game. And then it's on into the second half, and we'll be talking district playoffs before we know it. And we will take a look at the district standings so far through the first 4 weeks of the season here in the pregame tonight. Again, we're glad to have you alongside, and we've got the Prince and Princess for the homecoming festivities here this evening. The Prince is Jericho Ferris, the Princess Michaela Harvey, and the homecoming king, Bowen Preddy, and Alexis Mann selected as homecoming queen, and they will reign over tonight's festivities. All of the coronation ceremonies taking place here in the pregame, and then, of course, the marching band will have a special program at halftime to entertain the crowd. We've got a nice group of folks gathering for this one here this evening. Shadows are already covering the playing surface. We've still got some sunshine with a clear blue sky over on the far side and shining up on the hillside here in Cassville. We've got a pretty nice breeze as well, and it was gusty, 30 to 35 miles an hour earlier today. It's let up a little bit, and the forecasters are saying the wind's supposed to let up after the sun goes down. And I know the kickers and the quarterbacks that throw the football are definitely hoping that wind will die down a little bit, because about mid-afternoon, if it would have kept blowing that way tonight, it would have definitely affected the flight of the football anytime it got more than 20 feet off the ground.
No question. And still, as we look out on the field with the ribbons on the top of the uprights and the pretty good-sized flag in the end zone is still blowing. It's just a steady breeze, not much gusting going on. It's just a steady wind blowing, so it could certainly have some impact. We noticed a little bit kicking into that south end zone. We noticed a little effect on the football as it was being kicked, but overall, I don't think it'll have a great big impact on this game.
We're going to have the prayer and I believe maybe the anthem too, but we're definitely having the prayer right now. So we'll take a quick break and let you hear from our sponsors, then be back. The Patriots, as we move into week number 5 of the season, Cassville comes in with a record of 3-1. The Patriots are 1-3. Cassville suffering their first loss of the season last week on the road at Seneca to the Indians. East Newton's victory on the year came against McDonald County, and both teams are in the top 4 in their respective districts. East Newton in Class 2 District 3, Cassville in Class 3 District 6. And as you go into the second half of the season, that's what you want to try to do, stay in those top 4 spots, because that means you get a home game once the playoffs start in week number 10.
Absolutely, and you look at this Patriot football team, and Sammy, they're 1-3 right now, but very easily could be 3-1 or 4-0. They lost the first 3 games, 2 of them very late. One of them they gave up a lead with about 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So this is a different East Newton football team than we've seen the last few years. New regime, kind of a new identity for them. They're going to play hard tonight.
Cassville coached by Lance Parnell, a familiar name guiding the Patriots. Coach Kyle Wood, he was here at Cassville for a while. He also spent time in Monette, so he is very familiar with the Big 8 and how it operates. And as you said, they lose in the final 2 minutes to Hollister in week 1. They lost with about 4 minutes to go against Aurora in week 2. On a last-second play, they get upset by McDonald County, and I correct myself, they did not beat McDonald County. It was Nevada that they beat last week, 35-8, and that snapped a 25-game losing skid as they knocked off the Nevada Tigers. So they had the lead in the fourth quarter in every one of their football games, had some late games go against the Patriots, but then they come back, and you got to give them credit after some heartbreaking losses early in the season. They keep fighting away, and they get a big win last week to break that losing skid against the Tigers.
Just persistence, and they've been competitive. They play hard, and they were finally able to get in that win column, and congratulations to them for that. And Wildcats going to have to be ready to go tonight.
And their numbers are coming up. They've got 42 on the roster this year and 14 seniors, so a nice senior class that's guiding this Patriot unit this year.
Yeah, no question. Like I say, you got a new regime, you got a nice group of seniors, and they're trying to kind of change the culture over there. And so far, they're doing a pretty good job of it. Actually, being competitive in these games and now getting in the win column.
Well, now it's time for the national anthem. It's brought to you by Berry County Ready Mix. You can call them for all of your stone and aggregate needs. They've got locations in Shell Knob, Cassville, and Eagle Rock. Call the Cassville office at 847-3200 for a free estimate today. Berry County Ready Mix bringing you the national anthem. We'll step aside and be back with more pregame right after this. You can serve as a role model for others the next time you display good sportsmanship at a high school athletic event. Good sports are winners and are also vital to preserving our fine sports traditions. So the next time you attend a sporting event, remember to be a good sport and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. The sportsmanship reminder brought to you by Access Family Care with locations in Monette, Cassville, Joplin, Neosho. Access Family Care bringing you the sportsmanship reminder. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you in part by Tomlin's Jewelry on the Square in Cassville. Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts on the northeast corner of the square. Remember to order your art-carved and gold lance class rings at affordable prices at Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts on the square in Cassville. Also on the square and sponsoring tonight's broadcast, Sports World. If you're looking for screen printing, embroidery, also in-stock, area, school, logo, athletic clothing, they have it all at Sports World. They're located at 709 Main Street on the east side of the square in Cassville. Call for more information, 417-847-5366. That's 847-5366. Looking at the other games around the Big Eight tonight, and there's some interesting matchups. The team that beat Cassville last week, they are at Lamar tonight, taking on the Tigers, the team that lost their first game of the season last week at Monette. So Seneca at Lamar. McDonald County at Nevada. Rogersville is at Monette tonight. Aurora at Mount Vernon for the annual Bell Bowl. Marshfield at Hollister, and Reed Spring at Springfield Catholic are the other Big Eight games this evening.
Yeah, a lot of implications, not only in the conference, east and west side, but in district as well. So, every game's important now with the way the schedule breaks out in the conference starting from week one, but they just get a little bit more important each week from this point on.
Cassville has been facing some adversity here this season when they got behind against Springfield Catholic, came back to win that ball game. Last week down at Seneca, the offenses came out and set the tone early, both teams scoring on their first possessions of the night, but then the second and third quarters, the defenses took over and points were hard to come by. Seneca was able to get a late touchdown in the last 3 minutes and pulled out the 28-21 win.
Yeah, just a tough game. We talked a little bit about Seneca being often a tough place to go play. A lot of penalties last week. It's kind of hard to get in a flow. We saw that in that third quarter. But the Wildcats are going to have to find a way to refocus, bounce back, come out and be ready to play football, get back on track tonight.
Wildcats dealing with some nagging injuries tonight as well. They're going to try to work through that here in the middle part of the season. And it's really been kind of surprising as I talk to a lot of coaches around the Big Eight. We're only at week 5, but most of the teams in the conference have either been dealt a serious blow or have a lot of players dealing with nagging injuries already. You usually don't start seeing that, the nagging stuff, until you get late in the season when you're battling the bumps and the bruises and the tweaks and the twangs and things like that. But it's been happening early this year, it seems like.
Well, and you think about this Wildcat football team 2 weeks ago, very physical game against Monette. Last week, another physical game against the Indians. And yeah, you're going to have to deal with some bumps and bruises, when you play a physical brand of football, and that's just part of it. And the Wildcats are going to work through it. We'll see how the personnel shakes out on the field tonight.
It's time for tonight's Wildcat Keys to Victory, brought to you by Wesco Home Furnishings in Cassville. Mark of the gang at Wesco Home Furnishings invite you to stop by and view their wide selection of furniture, mattresses, and appliances at 109 West 8th Street in Cassville. You can also find them online at wescohome.com. Well, after what happened last week, a key to a win tonight is going to be stay away from those penalty flags.
Penalties, you're going to have to clean it up, and I'm sure the Wildcat coaching staff visited plenty about that this week in film and in conditioning. Same thing every week. Establish that line of scrimmage. Wildcats had a tough time on the line of scrimmage last Friday night, and they need to refocus there and get back to controlling that line of scrimmage both offensively and defensively.
Another key to a win tonight under normal circumstances, if what happened last week wouldn't have happened, is to remain focused and take care of the task at hand. It is homecoming. There's a lot of distractions during homecoming week. Most coaches hate homecoming week. They love the fact of the tradition side of it, but with all the distractions, sometimes it's hard to keep kids focused. But I think with the loss happening last week to the Wildcats, they won't have any trouble focusing tonight.
Well, the Wildcats were rolling coming into that Seneca ball game, and they came out on the wrong end of it, and that kind of shows a team. If you're going to lose a game, lose it early. Lose it in the first half of the season. You can get back to business, refocus, and get ready to make a run here in the second half.
A couple of things tonight. Defensively, they're going to have to be very disciplined. It's still East Newton. Even though they have a new coach, they still like to do a lot of ball faking, a lot of motion. So you got to stay disciplined, keep your eye on the football. Offensively, I think it's a key tonight to establish an early running game and kind of get that rolling early on in this football game.
Yeah, again, line of scrimmage, move the football, put points on the board. East Newton's not going to come out with a real deep playbook. They're going to run 5 plays. They may run them out of 3 different formations, but they're going to execute those plays. So it may look different on the field, but it's blocked the same up front. So the Wildcats are going to have to be disciplined defensive line needs to do their job so the linebackers can do theirs.
Field position is going to play into this one as it does every week, but if the wind continues to blow, field position will be even a little bit more of a factor, because if you get to facing and having to go into that wind or having to kick into that wind, you don't want to be deep in your own territory when you give up the football, because it's probably not going to go very far.
Right, and it changes the way that kickers have to approach the kick. You can't expect to get a lot of hang time. It's more of a drive, low kick, so the wind definitely has an impact in the kicking game.
Again, tonight's Wesco Home Furnishings bringing you the Wildcat Keys to Victory. Mark Whittemire and the crew at Wesco in Cassville are looking forward to another great season of Wildcat football. Just like the quality portrayed by each player on the field, Wesco offers that same quality merchandise and customer service. The tunnel is being formed, awaiting the Wildcats to come out of the field house. East Newton still in the locker room, getting ready to come back out as well. We've still got about 13 minutes or so before tonight's opening kickoff, as we appreciate you being with us here tonight for Big 8 Conference football. The Wildcats hosting the East Newton Patriots. We'll take another break and let you hear from our sponsors, and then be back with more of the pregame. We still have the Wildcats starting lineups to go over as well, and there's some changes on that side of the equation also, so we'll get to all that as we continue here from Wildcat Stadium. Big 8 football here on the Talon Network. Cassville. Todd Speakman alongside on CassvilleWebTV.com. The Wildcats hosting the East Newton Patriots here this evening. And we are now going to run over the Cassville Wildcats starting lineups. Starting lineup brought to you as always by Fast Trip at 104 South Main in Cassville. Great prices and friendly service is what you'll find at Fast Trip. Stop by today and you can hear from the roar of the crowd. The Wildcats making their way out onto the field here at Wildcat Stadium. Fast Trip, locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. We'll start off with the offensive unit. At quarterback, it'll be Devin Bates. He is a 5'9", 145-pound senior. Bates has ran for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's thrown for 497 yards and 6 touchdowns on the season. Coming out of the backfield, Zach Kanan, a 5'11", 190-pound junior. Kanan has ran for just over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns on the year. He also has a touchdown reception. He'll be joined by Jericho Ferris, a 5'10", 180-pound junior. The receivers, Brett Cooper, 5'8", 155 junior, and DJ White, 328 yards of receiving so far for White and 5 touchdown receptions. He is a 6'1", 190-pound senior. The tight end will be Killian Barbie, 6'2", 190 junior. The offensive line at center, Troy Hagans, 5'11", 210 senior. There's been some movement on the offensive line. Nate Boley will be at right tackle tonight, a 5'10", 210 senior. Jaden Rybert remains at right guard, 6'2", 230 junior. Wesley Stockton is in at left guard tonight, a 6', 290 junior. And Hunter Chastain gets moved around to left tackle, a 6'1", 225-pound junior. On the defensive side, Jacob Hall, 5'8", 250 senior, and Garrett Kreitz, 6', 290 sophomore, the defensive tackles. Defensive ends, Jaden Rybert, 6'2", 230 junior, and Andrew Pryor, 6'2", 200-pound senior. Linebackers, Carson Jacobson, 5'10", 150 senior, Zach Kanan, 5'11", 190 junior, and Jacob Olberts, 5'10", 170 senior. The corners, Brett Cooper, 5'8", 155 junior, DJ White, 6'1", 190 senior. Jericho Ferris will be the strong safety, 5'10", 180 junior, and Cade Hayward will be the free safety tonight, a 5'8", 145-pound senior. Wildcat starting lineup again brought to you by Fast Trip, whether for fuel, grocery items, fountain drinks, ice cream, or snacks. They have it all and at the very best prices. Fast Trip, 104 South Main in Cassville, locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. Wildcats in their home black uniforms tonight. Black jerseys, black pants, black helmets with the gold numbers on the front and back and the Wildcat logo on the side of the headgear. East Newton in all white. White jerseys, white pants, white helmets. They've got the red numbers on the front and back. And I forgot to check. They had went back to the Patriot logo. They got permission to use that, the old New England Patriot logo, but I don't think they have that now. I think did they go back to numbers on the side of their helmet? I forgot. They went to numbers on the side of their helmet, the numbers that's on their jersey. So they had to get permission. There for a while they had lost permission from the NFL and the Patriots to use that logo. But they got the permission back, but it's quite expensive to get those decals with the old-fashioned Patriot logo. So I'm sure some expense cutting was put into the process there in the old athletic budget. So they've got numbers on the side of the helmet, but the bright white uniforms with the red and blue trimmings as we get ready for tonight. Coach Lance Parnell, head coach of the Wildcats. Coach Kyle Wood, head coach of the Patriots, marching out to the middle of the field with team captains to meet with the officials, enact the coin toss, and go over tonight's preliminaries. So we'll step aside for a little bit here and come back with let you know who won the coin toss, who's going to get the football, and get ready for this Big 8 matchup between the Wildcats and the Patriots. You're listening to Cassville Football here on the Talon Network. With you here at Cassville, we are about ready to get this Big 8 game underway between East Newton and Cassville. The Patriots won the toss, and they want the football, so the Wildcats will be kicking off to start tonight's game. Wildcat Kickoff brought to you as always by Baywash Car Wash in Cassville. Come try out the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic, featuring custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time. With Baywash, a clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. Tonight's first quarter is brought to you by Michael's Hardware, 186 Sale Barn Road in Cassville. Stop by now. They have mums of all sizes and colors, and also pumpkins as well for your holiday decorating needs. Drake Reese with the wind at his back will be kicking off for Cassville. And he approaches and kicks a line drive that comes down into the hands of the right side man. Schriever was over there, but it's Sam Shepard who will bring it back for the Patriots. And he takes it out across the 20, across the 25, and nearly makes it all the way out to the 30-yard line. And I correct myself, it's Sam Stewart, as we've got Jeremiah Stewart and Sam Stewart. They're related, and I believe they're cousins. And Jeremiah Stewart will be the quarterback for the Patriots. Sam, the return man there, and he has the Patriots in nice starting field position at their own 30-yard line.
Well, everyone expects Reese to kick the ball into the end zone. Got more of a line drive kick there with the wind at his back. May have tried to over kick it right there, but a nice return by the Patriots.
So single receivers right and left for East Newton, but they're not lined up extremely wide. They've got flankers both ways, and they're offset to the right with quarterback Jeremiah Stewart. A quick hit and the hitch and pitch. The Patriots running a little trickery right off the bat. The catch was made by Hunter Liveoak, and he pitched the ball back into the hands of Jackson Schriever. And Schriever takes it out to the 41 and picks up a first down.
Well, nice job by the Wildcats right there. First play from scrimmage, a little hitch and pitch, trying to go up the Wildcat sideline. Wildcats do give up the first down, but they don't give up the big play.
So it's a gain of 11. First and 10 Patriots. Just underway here in the opening quarter. They keep the same formation, and they run the football on first down. A decent gain on the carry by Ryan Millett as he takes it out to the 45-yard line, picks up 4 yards.
Millett, 6 foot, 190-pound back, straight ahead at this Wildcat defense. You look at these backs for the Patriots, and they've got a little size to them. Sam Stewart, 190 pounds. Millett, 190 pounds.
And they're all seniors, too.
They're all seniors,
and they've been starting since freshman and sophomore year, so they've seen a lot of varsity football.
Right.
Twin receivers this time wide to the left side. They go unbalanced that direction as well. Schriever all alone over here on the short side of the field. They give the handoff this time to the second man through, Millett, and he is stacked up behind the line of scrimmage, and he will lose yardage back to the 43-yard line. No, they're going to put him down at the 44 for a loss of 1.
Well, really nice play there, defensive tackle. Kreitz was able to beat his man off the line of scrimmage, get into the backfield, and just kind of dump the running back where he stood. Nice play there.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and 7. First 3rd down attempt for the Patriots as Jeremiah Stewart gets the play in from the sideline. They will send Austin Brewster along with Wyatt Moore out wide to the left. Schriever again over here to the short side of the field. High snap. Stewart throws down the line. It's caught by Millett trying to get to the corner. He breaks a tackle, has the first down in Cassville territory. Finally dropped down at the Wildcat 41-yard line.
Just a little swing pass out there to Millett. Started right, moved to his left. Stewart opened up, threw the ball out there, got him the ball in space, was able to catch it nearly full speed and straight at the defense. Nice tackle in the secondary by Ferris.
Another first down picked up by the Patriots. The nose of the football touching the Cassville 40-yard line. 9:39 left to go in the first quarter. Patriots driving the football. Opening drive of the night. Taking 2.5 minutes off the clock and moved it down to the Cassville 40. Inside handoff goes to Millett. He's got a couple of blockers in front, and he's got a hole. He's inside the 30, has another first down, and is tripped up by Ferris just shy of the 25-yard line.
Well, nice blocking on the right side there by the Patriots. Millett taking the football, put his right foot in the ground, went downhill, and again, Ferris from his safety position saving another touchdown.
It's a gain of 13. Millett's got 16 yards on his first 3 carries, and that includes 1 carry for a loss. So he has come out running hard, and the Patriots continue to move the football down to the Cassville 27-yard line. First and 10, East Newton. 3 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Defensive ends of the Wildcats are going to have to set that edge and not get sealed off and allow these Patriot backs to get wide.
Unbalanced to the right, and the handoff goes to Millett again. He runs that direction, takes it off tackle, dives inside the 25 down to the 22, picks up nearly 5 yards.
Again, power football off the right side. Middle linebacker Zach Kanan in on the play. Patriots putting a nice first opening drive together tonight.
It'll bring up 2nd down and 5. We're down to 8:23 left to go in the first quarter. Patriots already taking 4 minutes off the clock here on this opening drive. Jeremiah Stewart from the shotgun. Inside hands off, gives it to Millett. Now back inside on the double reverse to Wyatt Moore. Actually, it wasn't a reverse. It was a double inside handoff. Stewart gave it to Millett, and then Millett gave it to Moore coming back against the grain, and Cassville does a really nice job sniffing that one out, and the play goes for no gain.
Well, you called it. It is East Newton, and you're going to see some misdirection in that backfield and all kinds of misdirection there. Disciplined football on the backside by the Wildcats there. Looked like Pryor, the defensive end, stayed home and made a nice play.
Patriots have already converted 1 third down on this drive, and they're facing 3rd down and 4 now inside the Cassville 25. They give it to Millett once again. He's got a couple of blockers, cuts it upfield at the hash and takes it down to the 15-yard line. And they will once again move the chains.
Patriots are coming out in the shotgun formation. And Stewart's just riding Millett, letting him take the football around the edge, and you've got a guard pulling, you've got a tackle getting out there, and a slot back leading the way. Kind of a student body right or left. Nice play by Jacobson at the end of the run.
So 1st and 10, East Newton at the Cassville 15. 5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Unbalanced right, and movement. And the pass is inside, goes to Schriever. It's into the end zone for a touchdown. Schriever was moving over there, but he may have been the only man moving, so he caught a break right there as nobody else was in motion. And it's a touchdown for East Newton on the quick slant to Jackson Schriever.
Just a solid drive put together by the Patriots there. Working their way down the field, eating up clock. They couldn't ask for a better start to this football game.
So the Patriots break on top 6-0, and now they will attempt the extra point. Hunter Live Oak with the hold. It's a high snap. He gets it down on the tee. Schriever's kick is up, and it is good. 6:54 left to go in the opening quarter, and it's 7-0 Patriots as they take the opening kickoff and march it down the field 70 yards and score.
A tough way to start the game for the Wildcats, as the Patriots just marched it right down the field. Did have the one negative yardage play, but overall, Patriots had a nice drive put together there.
9 plays and 70 yards, a little over 5 minutes off the clock. And the Patriots out in front here early on in this one, 7-0 East Newton. Tonight's first quarter, again, brought to you by Michael's Hardware, 186 Sale Barn Road in Cassville. They'll give you your to-do list, a game plan that's sure to be a winner. Michael's Hardware, friendly folks, serious hardware. Check in now. They have mums of all sizes and colors and pumpkins, too, for your holiday decorating, as we're just a few days away from October. Halloween right around the corner. So the Wildcats will get the football now for the first time tonight. Jericho Ferris, DJ White dropping back deep for Cassville. And Jackson Schriever will be kicking things away for the Patriots. Nice mix of run and pass. A lot of Ryan Millett from the Patriot backfield, and they take the opening drive and punch it in. Schriever gets the whistle. Kicks it down the left hash. DJ White going to haul it in back at his own 15-yard line. Turns it up the East Newton sideline. He's got a wall. He's out across the 35, across the 45, and a flag comes out at the tail end of the play. May have a horse collar here as they got DJ White up around the shoulder pads and spun him out of bounds. He made it all the way across the 46 before he was knocked out of play.
Yeah, nice return East Newton defender did have both hands in the back, right up high around the neck area of White. And you just cannot grab inside those shoulder pads and pull the player backwards or tackle from there. And that's what we're going to see. Good return. Going to be added on to about 15 yards by the penalty.
So that will take it into Patriot territory. First flag of the night goes against East Newton, and it will spot the ball down at the Patriot 39. So Cassville with excellent starting field position in East Newton territory here, trailing 7-0 early on. DJ White split wide to the left, Cooper out wide to the right, I formation behind Devin Bates. He will run the option to the left side, pitches the ball back to Ferris. Ferris trying to cut in behind a block of Kanan, and Ferris is dropped at the 34-yard line after a gain of nearly 5.
Little option game around the left side. Nice pitch. Tough play. Young quarterback. Say young, it's a senior. Still a young man. Trying to make, as a right-handed thrower, trying to make a pitch with your left hand, but right on the money there.
So 2nd down and 5 for the Wildcats. Drake Reese now the receiver to the left side. And Bates from the shotgun. Inside handoff goes to Kanan. He is hit right as he gets to the line of scrimmage. A flag comes out. And then Kanan is driven back. The flag is thrown at the 33, which is about where Kanan made it to before he was stopped. And we're going to have a face mask against the Patriots. So another costly penalty against East Newton.
No face mask will give the Wildcats a first down. Kanan really nowhere to go in the first place, trying to run off the left edge, and somebody missed somebody in there because Kanan met a defensive lineman right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe behind it a little.
5-yard penalty marked off against the Patriots. And that will give the Wildcats a first down. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville. Refrigerators, freezers, all your home appliances. You can find them at Sears Hometown Store in Cassville. DJ White comes in motion. They give the handoff to Ferris. Right up the middle he goes, a big hole inside the 25. Still on his feet inside the 20. Finally spun down at the 16-yard line.
Ferris going to get some work tonight as we see that Bowen Preddy not on the field tonight. Trying to give him a chance to kind of heal some of those nagging injuries we talked about early. Ferris going to get his opportunity tonight. We saw him as a sophomore last year show some real promise, and we'll see what he's got tonight in his bag of tricks.
It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Cassville. They've got Kenmore, Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, and GE all at Sears Hometown Store in Cassville bringing you the first down. Ball at the Patriots 16 down the line of scrimmage. They tried to set up a little quick hitter down the line and then hoping Ferris could pick up a block from Cooper and scamper down the sidelines, but the pass goes incomplete.
Yeah, trying to get Ferris the football in the open field. Let him use that quickness and speed. He let the football get into his body. Didn't go out with his hands and catch the football. Well, you get spoiled watching DJ White go up and snatch the ball with his hands. As a receiver, it's tough to let that ball get into your body. It's going to bounce off those shoulder pads a lot of times.
Split backfield this time behind Bates. Rolling down the right side, pitches back to Ferris. Makes a cut back at the line of scrimmage. Now tries to bounce it outside, and he is wrestled down inside the 15. Looks like they're going to put it down at around the 13-yard line after a pickup of 3. This Cassville Wildcat drive into the red zone is brought to you by Roark Diesel. Find them online at roarkdiesel.com. They've been serving the Cassville area with diesel performance products since 2006. Call 847-6560. So 3rd down and nearly 8 to go for the Wildcats. Twin receivers wide to the left. Bates with a long snap count, takes a straight drop, throws over the middle, and the pass is nearly picked off as stepping in the passing lane for the Patriots was Justice Bowman. He read the play all the way, and the pass was a little bit too tall for him, but he got a hand on it and deflected it away.
Well, the Wildcats like to throw the slant to White, and teams they'll start cheating over there. They'll cheat a safety, they'll cheat a linebacker out there, and just try to disrupt that play. Wildcats trying to run it right there just a little high for White, but again, very well defended there.
So with 4:37 left to go in the first quarter, the Wildcats will try to get some points on the board. Drake Reese brings the kicking tee in, and tee placed down at the 20. So it'll be a 30-yard field goal. He had 2 field goals last week against Seneca, one of 44 yards. Snap back, ball down. The kick is up. It's got plenty of distance. Does it have the accuracy? No, it's wide to the right. Kicking from the right hash, it didn't curl back inside that right upright. So the field goal attempt is no good, and the Patriots hold on to that 7-point lead.
Last Friday night, Reese was able to connect from the right hash mark from about 43 yards out. Tonight, just not quite able to get the angle on it and get it through. You said it had plenty of leg, just hung out there to the right of the upright.
So the Patriots will take over at their own 20-yard line, leading 7-0 with 4.5 left to go here in the opening quarter of play. Cassville had a short field to work with and had to settle for a field goal try that came up no good. So the Patriots back on the offensive set. Cassville with a 4-man front. Stewart, a little misdirection in the backfield, fakes the handoff. Now he gives it to Moore. Moore around the left end. He's got all kinds of running room. And Wyatt Moore takes it out close to the 40-yard line before he is finally run out of bounds.
And a nice job, Hayward, from his safety position, able to get over to that East Newton sideline and bring the ball carrier down. Another touchdown-saving tackle by the secondary of the Wildcats. You sure don't like your safeties, your corners to have to make a lot of tackles. That means the opposition's doing something pretty good. And right now, secondary of the Wildcats having to make some tackles.
It's a gain of 19. 1st and 10 East Newton at their own 39. Jeremiah Stewart from the pistol again, fakes the handoff underneath, trying to go to Schriever. The ball tipped up in the air. A couple of people had a crack at it, but neither Ferris nor Cade Hayward could get to the football before it found the grass, and it goes incomplete.
Well, the Patriots trying to run the slant to Schriever. Ball thrown a little bit behind him. He was able to get a hand on the football, which knocked the football up in the air, the old tip drill. The Wildcats just were not able to corral it, but a dangerous play there for the Patriots.
So 2nd down and 10, East Newton at their own 39. They lead at 7-0. We're under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. They bunch everything on the left side of the field. And they hand off inside. Trying to pick up a block. The ball carrier has nowhere to go. Good job by the Cassville defense that time, smothering to Kang Zhang. And he picks up only a yard to the 40.
A good job. Defensive tackles there. Kreitz, also Jacob Hall in on the play. Big 3rd down here.
East Newton 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries, their first drive of the night. Right now they're facing 3rd down and 9. Clock continuing to roll. Under 3:20 left to go in the opening quarter. Patriots with a 7-0 lead. Twin receivers to the right side. Stewart looking back to the left, throws across the middle. He's got Schriever. The catch is made for a 1st down in Cassville territory, and he runs down inside the 40-yard line.
Just right in the middle of the football field, just a nice post route. Schriever able to catch the football, deliver, nice throw by Stewart there. No safeties to be found for the Wildcats.
It's a gain of 22, and Schriever's already got 48 yards on 3 catches here in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Patriots doing a really nice job play calling, play design, mixing it up, running pass, moving the ball down the field.
Stewart takes the snap, gives it to Millett. He hasn't got the ball in a while, and he runs into 3 Cassville defenders. He picks up only about a yard to the 37. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Hunter Chastain, defensive end, also defensive tackle Jacob Hall there to bring the ball carrier down with short gain.
2:23 now left to play here in the opening quarter. Cassville trailing 7-0. Patriots moving the football once again down to the Wildcat 36.5-yard line. 2nd down and long for the Patriots. Couple of receivers to the left. Schriever all alone out here to the right. Snap to Stewart. Throws down the line. Catch is made by Millett. Leaps over a defender. Keeps his balance and picks up a 1st down as he gets to the edge and dives down inside the 30-yard line.
Millett, again, big back, 6 foot, 190 pounds, showing some agility there to hurdle a Wildcat defender. Again, similar to last week, the Wildcats have had defenders in the area and just not able to bring the ball carriers down at first contact.
A gain of 9 for Millett on the pass completion coming out of the backfield, and another first down for the Patriots, their 7th of the night. We're under 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. East Newton with the ball, 1st and 10 at the Cassville 28.5-yard line. Stewart this time, inside run to Millett. He may have got tangled up with one of his blockers there, and then Cassville interior defense was able to smother him under. And he only picks up, looks like a yard just inside the 27.
Interior, the Wildcat defense doing a nice job in the run game. Where the Patriots are having some success is where they're able to get off tackle, get to the edge, and some significant success in the passing game.
So 2nd down and long for East Newton once again. Stewart with a long snap count this time. Gives it to Millett, who in turn gives it off to Moore. Moore trying to get to the short side of the field and turn it up the sidelines. And a lot of black shirts over there. And Wyatt Moore had difficulty finding a lane to run through. He is dropped at about the 22-yard line after a pickup of 4 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Another big 3rd down here. This Wildcat defense would like to come up with something big here. Get this Patriot offense off the field.
So 3rd and 4. Down to 40 seconds left to go here in the opening quarter. A rapidly played first quarter here from Cassville. The Wildcats showing blitz. Now they back out of it just a little bit. Now here they come again with the linebacker. Jeremiah Stewart looking to throw. He's got some time, and he's got a man wide open, and he overthrows the intended receiver. That was Austin Brewster. Brewster had broken open along the right hash down inside the 5. Ferris came over at the last minute to try to provide some help from his safety position, but the ball was thrown too far out in front, and it falls incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Just out of reach there, and the Wildcats dodge a bullet there. Little confusion in the secondary as the receivers coming in and out.
It looks like the Patriots are going to go for it here on 4th and 4 at the Cassville 22. Jeremiah Stewart from the pistol, high snap, pulls it down, has some time to throw. Cassville with a 4-man rush. Now he's going to roll out of the pocket, down the sidelines, and the ball is tipped and falls incomplete. Trying to hit Wyatt Moore, and I believe that was
Hayward
and Barbie over there, and Hayward got a hand on it and deflects it out of play.
Diving play by Hayward, knocks the ball out of the air. Nice job to get this Patriot offense off the field. The Wildcat offense an opportunity to get some points on the board here. They've got their hands full. Need to move it down the field, score.
Tonight's first quarter, again, brought to you by Michael's Hardware at 186 Sale Barn Road in Cassville. Stop by now and check out their selection of mums. They have all sizes and colors, and also a great selection of pumpkins for all of your holiday decorating. So the Wildcats take over at their own 21-yard line. 20 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Cassville trailing 7-0. Up the middle, the ball goes, and a nice run by Ferris. Ferris taking on contact, bouncing off defenders. Keeps his feet, keeps his balance, and moves it out to the 27, I believe. We'll see. One official's, it looks like they're going to put it down at the 27, so a pick up a 6. And that will be the final play of the first quarter.
Yeah, Ferris going off the right side, able to bounce it to the edge, not quite able to get the corner turn.
After 12 minutes of play here from Cassville, the Patriots lead the Wildcats 7-0. We'll step aside, be back with quarter number 2. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. The second quarter, East Newton leading the Wildcats 7-0. Tonight's second quarter is brought to you by Young Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. You can find them online at youngfamilydentistry.com. They have offices in Cassville and Joplin. They offer exceptional quality dentistry and incomparable customer service. Call 374-2130 in Cassville. That's 374-2130. Young Family and Cosmetic Dentistry bringing you tonight's second quarter. Wildcats take over and pick up 6 yards on the final play of the first quarter. They have it at their own 27, down 7-0. Patriots took the opening drive and ran over 5 minutes off the clock and punched it into the end zone. They were moving the ball again, but turned it over on downs. And now Cassville with their second possession. They had to try a field goal their first time they had the ball, and that came up unsuccessful. Jericho Ferris trying to get to the sidelines and trying to pick his way through a couple of defenders, and he took a lick but bounces up after he moves the ball across the 30 out to the 31.
Well, Ferris learning something tonight about varsity football. He's very quick laterally, but he's going to have to learn when to go ahead and just get downfield and not try to juke, because somebody's coming, and they're coming hard.
You got a good spot at the 32, so that's good for a first down. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store in Cassville. Brand name appliances, power tools, lawnmowers, fitness equipment, and much more. Come by and get to know them. The ball at the Wildcat 32, and now the Patriots call for a timeout. The stoppage of play is brought to you by Superior Metal. If you're looking for a steel building, shop, or roof that will defend against the elements, check out Superior Metal, Highway 76, south of Cassville. Some scores from around the Big 8. Monette has a 12-0 lead early on over Rogersville. Mount Vernon on top of Aurora, 12-0. It's Springfield Catholic, early lead over Reed Springs, 7-0. McDonald County on top of Nevada, 7-0. And a couple of scoreless games in the first half. Late in the first quarter, Marshfield and Hollister, no score. And early in the second quarter, Seneca and Lamar, no score. We've got a 7-0 advantage for East Newton here at Cassville. And the Wildcats with possession of the football.
Wildcats having some trouble getting going here early in this football game. Patriots, we knew they were going to come in. We knew they were an improved football team. We knew they're going to come in, they're going to play hard. Wildcats just getting off to a little bit of a slow start here.
So Devin Bates from the shotgun. He's got a running back off his left hip, and now he brings DJ White in motion. Fake the inside handoff to him. Give it the other way to Ferris. Ferris at the 35. Tries to sidestep a defender and makes it out to the 36 before being knocked out of play. It's a gain of 4, maybe 5 yards. And they say he stepped out at the 37, so it is a pickup of 5, and it'll bring up second down and 5.
A nice gain on first down right there. Ferris, he'll see when they watch film on that, he'll see if he just makes the initial cut and heads downfield, he can probably get inside of the defender and not be tackled in the open field.
Back to the I formation. Kanan and Ferris. They give it to the tailback Ferris, and this time he's stacked up as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Pushes forward to the 38, maybe the 39. Looks like one of the linesmen is going to give him progress to the 39, which would be a gain of 2, but it'll bring up third down and about 2.5 to go for the Wildcats. Ferris, a nice start to tonight's ball game. He's got 7 carries and already 39 yards rushing. Third down and short for the Wildcats. Blitz showing from up the middle for the Patriots, and now we got flags prior to the snap of the football. We had people jumping around all over the place.
I think this one's going to be against the Wildcats.
Yeah, Sam Stewart came charging up the middle like he was going to blitz that center gap, and then he slammed on the brakes to keep from going across the line of scrimmage, and that forced somebody to flinch on the opposite side. Flag against Cassville will back him up 5 yards to the 34.
Well, if you remember when Coach Wood was running the defense for the Monette Cubs, he used to love to bring those linebackers through those A gaps. And you're going to see, Wildcats are going to see some of that tonight for sure.
So the 3rd and 4 turns into a 3rd and long. And Bates rolling to his left, gets pressure, and the pass is underthrown and dropped. A sure interception over there from Justice Bowman, and that's the second time he's been in the right place at the right time, and the second time he's been unable to come up with the football.
Yeah, and an unusual throw from base, been very accurate this year. You just wonder if there might have been some communication mix-up between White and Bates right there. They're usually very in tune with each other. But
Sam Stewart was right in his face
Yeah.
when he let loose of the football, and boy, Justice nearly had an interception, but it went right through his hands. So Drake Reese in to punt it away. Pressure coming up the middle. Reese gets a nice kick away. It sails back and drives Schriever back to his own 30-yard line. Good coverage by the Wildcats. Schriever only able to make it back to the 35.
Reese punting into the wind as the flag in the north end zone still blowing steadily. And that's a big flag. It's going to take some wind to pick that flag up like that. But a pretty good job anyway. And Wildcat, as you said, the coverage unit right down there to make a play.
31-yard kick, about a 4.5-yard return. They spot him down at the 34. First and 10, East Newton. They lead it 7-0 with 9.5 left to go here in the first half. This game moving right along here on homecoming night in Cassville. Inside handoff goes to Millett. Gets around the right end, takes on contact, runs over one man at the 40, has the first down into Cassville territory. Finally tripped up from behind all the way down at the Wildcat 37-yard line.
Millett running the ball very hard, and again, success getting to the edge. As Millett took the handoff, went off the right side, able to get up towards that East Newton sideline, ran through a Wildcat defender and got into the secondary, lowered the shoulder at the end of the play. Ferris able to bring him down. But another play where the Patriots able to get outside. So Wildcat defensive ends are sealed off. They're not able to hold that edge and force the ball carrier back to the defense.
It's a gain of 29 yards for Millett. He's got 60 yards already here in the first half. And another first down for East Newton. Patriots in Cassville territory, running to the short side of the field. And the Wildcats get a lot of defenders behind the line of scrimmage. And the ball carrier had to dive through a couple of them just to gain positive yardage, was able to get it back to the 35 for a pickup of 2. Well, no, they put it at the 36, so only a 1-yard gain.
And the Wildcats had 2 defenders in the backfield on the play. Millett somehow able to escape, dive across the line of scrimmage.
So second down and 9. We're down to 8.5 left to go before halftime. Patriots with a 7-0 lead. Handoff this time goes to Moore. Moore dragged down from behind, and he is going to be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage and avoid a loss.
Yeah, good play right there. It looked like Olberts and Jacobson on the play. Olberts coming from that backside. But you just watch the play set up, Sammy, and you've got offensive linemen, 2 of them coming around that edge, another running back leading the way. A lot of blocking out in front of these backs getting on the outside.
So the Patriots facing third down and long. They're 3 for 5 so far on third down conversion tries here in the first half. 3rd and 9 facing the Patriots on this one with just under 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. East Newton with a 7-0 lead. They bring Schriever out to the left. He's the only receiver. Split out wide. They give it to Millett. Millett gets inside the 35, but then is wrapped up and dropped well short of the first down marker.
And nice job there by the Wildcats. We'll see what the Patriots want to do here. Kind of in no man's land right now. Looks like the offense is staying on the field. They may decide quick kick, something out of the shotgun formation. They may try to run a play here. We'll see what happens.
It was a gain of nearly 3 yards. It'll bring up 4th down and close to 6 yards to go for the Patriots at the Cassville 33-yard line. And they're taking some time. The play clock down to 6 seconds.
They may take the delay of game to move it back, give their punter some room. Or they're going to call a timeout.
They call the timeout. The timeout on the field brought to you by Superior Metal. See them for any of your roofing and storage shed needs. If you're looking for a steel building, shop, or roof, Superior Metal, Highway 76, south of Cassville. Again, tonight's second quarter brought to you by Young Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Whether you want preventative, restorative, porcelain veneers, dental implants, or even sleep apnea therapy or Botox fillers, they can take care of those needs for you at Young Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. They're online at youngfamilydentistry.com. Call their Cassville office at 374-2130. That's 21-30. 7-0 Patriots here in the first half as we play in the second quarter, and Patriots trying to decide whether they want to go for it here on 4th and 6 at the Cassville 33. Last time they went for it on 4th down, they were a little deeper into Cassville territory. They were unsuccessful and turned it over on downs. Let's see what Coach Wood and his staff have up their sleeve on this one. They overload the right side, which is the short side of the field. High snap to Jeremiah Stewart. Pressure coming up the middle. They maybe wanted to throw a screen, but they get a man wide open down at the 15-yard line. Now he fumbles the football, but he dives on it. That's Hunter Live-Oak. Nearly a disaster for the Patriots after picking up the first down, but Live-Oak was able to dive on the loose pigskin and avoid the turnover, and it's first down Patriots at the 15.
Yeah, as you said, trying to set up a screen, and usually when the screen is blown up and the quarterback hangs onto the football and throws downfield, usually the linemen have already worked their way downfield. They were able to stay close enough to the line of scrimmage. No penalty was called, and Live Oak just found a soft spot right in the middle of the defense.
It's a gain of 18 and a first down for the Patriots, and now we have whistles right at the snap of the football. And Cassville calls a timeout.
Well, it's been all Patriots in the first quarter and a half of this game, Sammy. They have come in ready to play, and it shows.
Yeah, and we've seen East Newton in years past, and even here in recent years, come out with a flurry in the first half, but they've been unable to sustain it. But this team has a different look to it here tonight.
They have a different look, and they have bodies on the sideline. In the past, you know, their starting 11 could play a little bit of football, but they just had nobody behind them, and they would just wear down as the game went on. They've got twice as many kids out for football this year, and numbers certainly help. But their starting 11, this is not a bad football team we're seeing out here tonight, and they're giving the Wildcats a lot of trouble.
And like we said, a lot of seniors in that starting lineup for Coach Wood and the Patriots as well. Guys that have been taking their lumps since freshman and sophomore year. They played a lot of varsity football for East Newton, and now they're hoping it pays off here in their senior year. And they've got a 7-0 lead with 6:28 left to go in the first half. And they have the ball at the Cassville 15-yard line, 1st and 10. They overload the short side again. They hand the ball off to Millett. Millett takes on contact, rumbles his way down to about the 12-yard line. We'll see where they spot it down, though. Because the linesman over here on our side of the field never seems to agree with the umpire. There's always about a yard difference there, but this time they actually do agree, and it's at the 12 after a pickup of nearly 3. Stewart, inside handoff, goes to Schriever. Schriever trying to find some running room, and boy, he's got nowhere to go. He is stacked up shy of the 10-yard line, is able to fight down to maybe the 11 and gain a yard, but it's going to bring up another 3rd down.
Yeah, somehow able to avoid the loss, as there were 5 black and gold jerseys around him in the backfield. He was somehow able to sidestep and get something positive out of that.
So 3rd down and 5 for the Patriots at the Cassville 10.5-yard line. 5 minutes left to go before halftime. Patriots on top, 7-0. Twin receivers to the right. Schriever out to the left. Another high snap. Inside handoff goes to Millett, and he is hit before he can get to the 10 and driven back. A big stand by the Cassville defense.
Yeah, high snap there, kind of messed with the timing of that play, and Rybert and also Kanan right there to bring the ball carrier down.
So no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 4th down. 4th down and 6 facing the Patriots. So after being 3 of 5 early on 3rd down conversions, they're now 0 for 2. And they're facing 4th down here.
Big 4th down here for the Wildcats, as we're just under 4.5 minutes to go until halftime.
Well, they've got it to work once. We'll see what happens here. Jeremiah Stewart under pressure, steps up, hit as he throws, into traffic, and the ball is intercepted. Killian Barbie stepping in front of the receiver and picking the ball off down at the 5-yard line. Stewart had pressure coming from the backside. He tried to force one into a very narrow window, and Barbie is able to come up with the pick and turn the Patriots away.
Well, big-time pressure by the Wildcats there, bringing some players on blitzes, forcing Stewart to throw the ball in a tight window. Now the Wildcats have a great opportunity here as the Patriots won the toss, elected to take the football. Wildcats have a little over 4 minutes here to go to get some momentum back and get the football back after halftime.
They start at their own 5-yard line, split backfield behind Devin Bates. And here they come with the running game. They hand the ball off to Kanan. Kanan bouncing off tacklers, drives his way across the 10, out to the 13. A good, powerful run by Zach Kanan, only the second time he's touched the ball here early on. And he picks up 8 yards on first down.
Well, Kanan, he's gotten the tough yards all season for this Wildcat football team. Runs very hard, big back coming at you. And he had a nice gain there on first down.
Second down and 2 now facing the Wildcats. Still 3:40 left to go before halftime. Patriots with a 7-0 lead. I formation behind Bates. They give it to Kanan again. And he's dragging tacklers along with him for the first down. Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store in Cassville. Brand name appliances, power tools, lawnmowers, fitness equipment, and much more. You'll find it all at Sears Hometown Store in Cassville, 99 Highway 37 South.
A little trap play there to the fullback Kanan, straight ahead, short gain. Move the chains for the Wildcats.
The 4th first down picked up by the Wildcats here in the first half. Line of scrimmage now the Cassville 17. They stay with the I formation behind Bates. They pitch the ball this time to Ferris. He bobbles the ball, gathers it back in. No one on the edge, trying to get to the outside. Good job by Wyatt Moore there closing the distance, but Ferris is able to pick up good yardage out across the 20-yard line. Looks like they're going to put him down at about the 22 for a pickup of 5.
Yeah, Ferris showing nice burst of speed. What he does, he'll run up and then he'll start chopping his feet trying to make a move where you'd like to see him there just maintain that speed, get onto the edge, try to run through a tackle.
So second down and 5 for the Wildcats. Bates rolls to his left, throws. The catch is made by Cooper out at the 28-yard line, and then Cooper retreating a few steps, trying to get around a defender. One of the linebackers came in to help out. And it is going to be a positive gain out to the 26 for a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 3rd and 1.
3rd and short. Roll out to the right. Bates, nice accuracy there. Cooper, nice job making that catch. Another whistle. They may decide to look at this one. Officials have had a difficult time spotting the football tonight.
Yeah, one guy puts it here and another guy puts it there. There's always about a half a yard to a yard difference between the side guy and the umpire out in the middle of the field. So they're going to bring the chains, and that's one thing we have not seen many
really
stoppages today or this year for measurements.
Yeah, the whole season. You know, that's right.
He comes up about 2.5 feet short. So the little marker, the yard or the down marker over there, had it about right, just shy of a yard short of the first down. So they'll bring the ball back to the hash and re-spot it. 2:06 left to go in the first half. East Newton with a 7-0 lead. Cassville with the football at their own 26.
Cassville desperate to get into a flow, get into a rhythm offensively tonight. They just haven't been able to.
3rd down and 1. Cassville 0 for 2 so far on 3rd down conversion tries. Drake Reese goes wide to the left. They split the backfield this time. Kanan and Ferris behind Bates, and he's up under center. Double tight set. Here come the Patriots on the blitz. They give the ball to Kanan. No, they kept the ball with Bates, and he drops the football. It falls between his feet, and he's able to pick it back up and dive forward to the 28 for a first down.
Well, heads-up play there by Bates. In the exchange with the fullback, he pulled the ball out and went right to the ground. Heads-up play by the senior quarterback to corral the football and then dive forward. He knew what he had to get and got it.
Wildcat first down brought to you by Cassville Sears Hometown Store, offering a personalized shopping experience tailored to their community. So now back to the shotgun, trips to the left, and they throw the ball out in the flat to Ferretz. He's got a blocker in front. He's out to the 40-yard line, very close to another Cassville first down. The time is starting to become a factor. We're down to 93 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Well, a much better job there by Ferris. Rather than breaking down, trying to make a move, he just lowered the shoulder, and he's going to pick up that first down.
Picks up 11 yards, and they will move the chains once again. Cassville quickly up to the line of scrimmage now, trying to hustle with only a minute and a half left to go before intermission. Bates rolls to his right, throws down the field, and we've got flags. The pass intended for Killian Barbie, and the defender for the Patriots was all over his back a long time before the football got there.
Yeah, no chance. Wildcats going to pick up another first down on this pass interference call.
Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store. They've got all the great prices, a friendly and knowledgeable staff that can expertly guide you with your projects and purchases. Cassville Sears Hometown Store, 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville.
2 flags on the play. They're going to offset. Wildcats will not pick up a new first down. They'll maintain the first down they had. They had a holding call against the Wildcats and the pass interference call in the secondary.
Now the holding flag was thrown way behind the play over on the opposite side of the field. So it will be 1st and 10 once again for Cassville at their own 39. It ends up costing them a few seconds off the clock. We're down to a minute 24 now left to go before halftime. Bates gives it on the draw to Kanan. Kanan hit and tries to fight forward for extra yardage. Sam Stewart grabbed a hold of a leg and held on for dear life.
Well, pretty good play there by the Patriots as Wildcats trying to really spread the football field out with wide receivers nearly sideline to sideline. Kanan they're trying to catch the Patriots asleep there. Weren't quite able to do it.
It was a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. We're under a minute to go before halftime. Patriots bunching 7 guys up in the box. Bates going down the sidelines and up in the air, and DJ White nearly come down with a spectacular reception. There on the defense for the Patriots was Chikong Zhang, and he got just enough in the way that White couldn't catch it cleanly, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, jump ball situation right down the Wildcat sideline. Looked like the ball slipped right through White's hands and kind of deflected off his shoulder pad. He sure liked to have that one back.
So 3rd down facing the Wildcats, 47 seconds. Clock stopped after the incomplete pass. Trip receivers to the right side. They hand the ball off. It's loose, and a scramble for it, and the Wildcats do recover.
Again, the Wildcats trying to run, look like a little draw play, a little delay handoff to Kanan with the field spread out. Looked like Kanan was able to secure the ball, but an East Newton defender right in the backfield about the same time the handoff was delivered.
Yeah, that was big number 65, Brendan Coburn, 6 foot, 240-pounder.
Got in right in the middle of it. The ball hit the ground. The Wildcats fortunate to hang on to it. But at this point, you've got 40 seconds until halftime here. You don't want to give the Patriots a short field if you don't pick up this first down. Probably the safe play for the Wildcats is go ahead and punt this football away, go into halftime, down a touchdown.
And we do see Drake Reese, who is the punter, also lines up as a receiver, but he is dropping back deep, so the Wildcats will be kicking it away, facing 4th down and 6. Punting into the wind, which has let up a little bit since the sun is set, but it's still blowing out of the south, probably 10 to 15 miles an hour. And that is enough to affect the flight of the football, so we'll see what Reese can do with it here. Jackson Schriever dropping back at his own 30, awaiting the punt. It's a low snap, rugby-style kick. It's high, but not very deep. Goes way up into the air, bounces at the 36, takes a Cassville roll inside the 35, and is finally blown dead down at the 32.
27 seconds to go. Patriots will get the football back here.
So it ends up being only a 25-yard kick, no return. Patriots start at their own, well, now they move it out to the 33, where they just continually move that football around on us.
Well, you could really see the wind affect that football as high as that punt was. just kind of got to a point and just kept going more straight up in the air than down the field.
And the Patriots right now all gather around Jeremiah Stewart, and they don't want to mess with anything. They want to go into the locker room with the lead. Stewart takes a knee, and that puts the clock in motion, and they should not have to snap it again as the play clock just now started. So that will do it for the first half here from Cassville. As they head to the locker room, the Patriots leading the Wildcats 7-0. We'll step aside and be back with the Shoemaker Tire halftime show. You're listening to Big 8 Conference football here on the Talon Sports Network. Halftime, tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire, family owned and operated. Shoemaker Tire in Golden, Missouri, serving customers in southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas since 1961. Find them online, shoemakertire.com, or call 417-271-3490. Looking at the scoring summary from tonight's first half, it is a quick one, as only one touchdown scored in the first 2 quarters of play, and that coming from the visitors from East Newton, as the Patriots took the opening drive of the night, drove it 9 plays, 70 yards, a little over 5 minutes off the clock. Jeremiah Stewart hit Jackson Schriever for the touchdown. The extra point was good. Made it 7-0 early on the 15-yard pass from Stewart to Schriever. And that's been the only scoring we've had. Cassville missed a field goal attempt on their first possession, and then they've had to punt the ball twice. East Newton on their ensuing 2 possessions after the touchdown turned it over on downs and then turned it over on an interception. So only 7 points up on the board, and the Patriots have the 7-0 lead here at the break.
Yeah, give a lot of credit to the Patriots coming out tonight and doing what they want to do. It's been all Patriots in this football game, and Wildcats going to have to go in at halftime here and have a heart-to-heart. Not a lot of fire, pretty flat out here in this first half of football. So it's gut checks, heart check time in the locker room at halftime for the Wildcats.
It is homecoming here tonight at Cassville. In coronation ceremonies prior to the game, the Prince and Princess were named. Jericho Ferris the Prince and Michaela Harvey the Princess. And then the homecoming King and Queen, Queen Alexis Mann and King Bowen Preddy. And they were honored in those ceremonies before tonight's ball game. And now the marching band for the Wildcats performing their halftime routine. We got to see this a couple of weeks ago, a very nice routine, and they're showing that to the fans here again tonight. Looking at scores around the Big 8, besides the 7-0 Patriot lead over the Wildcats here in Cassville, Monette at home has opened up a 32-0 lead late in the first half against Logan Rogersville. Mount Vernon in the Bell Bowl up at Mountaineer Stadium lead Aurora 28-0. Also in the first half, Springfield Catholic with a 1-point lead over Reed Spring, 15-14. McDonald County at halftime over Nevada, 21-0. Still no score between Seneca and Lamar. That game up at Lamar, and they are at halftime in a scoreless tie. And in the first half, Marshfield and Hollister, we still have no score between the Blue Jays and the Tigers.
Yeah, some interesting scores here. Specifically, we were really keeping an eye on that Seneca-Lamar game pertaining to the western half of the Big 8. And a lot of defense apparently going on up at Lamar as neither offense able to find their way into the end zone. So that one's going to be interesting to keep an eye on as we go through the night.
Again, tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire. They've been a name you can count on for tires since 1961. Mark and the gang at Shoemaker Tire will have you up and running when you need a new set of tires in no time flat, or when you just have no time for a flat. They can take care of your needs. Shoemaker Tire, Highway 86 in Golden, Missouri. 7-0 Patriots lead over Cassville here at the break. We'll step aside and then be back with some of the first half stats. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. The Cassville Wildcats here at halftime at Wildcat Stadium. Tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire. They've been taking care of their customers for over 50 years, and they do so like no one else. Call 417-271-3490. Online, shoemakertire.com, or drop by Highway 86 in Golden, Missouri. Shoemaker Tire, family owned and operated, serving customers in southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas since 1961. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts. They're on the square in Cassville. When you're looking for a special jewelry item or gift, stop by Tomlin's Jewelry. They've been doing it right for 55 years. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Sports World. Also on the square in Cassville, they've got screen printing and embroidery done right there on site. If you're looking for area, in-stock, team logo, athletic clothing, sporting goods, trophies, you can find it all at Sports World. 709 Main on the east side of the Cassville Square. Phone 847-5366. That's 847-5366 for more information. The score of any athletic event is usually forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. The sportsmanship reminder brought to you by Access Family Care, with locations throughout southwest Missouri. Access Family Care bringing you the sportsmanship reminder. Looking at the stats from the first half, first of all for the visitors from East Newton, 17 rushes for 92 yards. They completed 6 of 10 passes for 89 yards. They also threw an interception. 181 yards of offense in the first half for the Patriots. They picked up 9 first downs. Their only turnover was that interception. They were penalized twice for 20 yards and did not have to punt the football. Cassville, 14 carries for 63 yards. They were 2 of 6 through the air for 15 yards for only 78 yards of offense in the first half. Wildcats picked up 7 first downs. They did not turn the ball over. They were penalized once for 5 yards, and they punted twice for a 28-yard average. Leading ball carrier for the Patriots, Ryan Millett, 67 yards on 12 carries. Wyatt Moore has 24 yards on 4 carries. Jackson Schriever has 48 yards on 3 catches and a touchdown. Hunter Live Oak, 1 catch for 18 yards, and Ryan Millett, 2 catches for 23 yards. So 90 yards of total offense for Millett here in the first half. For the Cassville Wildcats, leading ball carrier was Jericho Ferris. He carried the ball 8 times for 44 yards. Zach Kanan, 17 yards rushing on 5 carries. Ferris also has 1 catch for 11 yards, and Brett Cooper has a reception for 4 yards here in the first half.
And no catches from DJ White. That's something the Wildcats certainly like to get the ball in his hands. We haven't seen him involved in the jet sweep game. We haven't seen him. We've seen him throw the ball.
They targeted him twice. Once that he nearly made the miraculous catch on the sidelines, and then the other one down inside the 10-yard line that was nearly intercepted.
Right. But the Patriots have done a nice job of taking him out of the football game here in this first half.
Well, both teams are back out of the locker room going through their warm-ups before we start the third quarter, so we'll step aside as well and be back with quarter number 3. 7-0, East Newton leading over Cassville as we get set to start the second half. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Sports Network. Sammy Clapper and Jeremy Marple back at Cassville. The Patriots kicking off to the Wildcats to start the second half. East Newton with a 7-0 lead. It's a squib kick off the foot of Jackson Schriever. Gets through the first line of the second line. And then Jericho Ferris comes up to smother it back around the Cassville 25-yard line. I'm going to wait for him to spot the football because I kept speaking too soon back in the first half, and they had changed where I thought they were going to put it down. Looks like they put it down at the 24, so that's where Cassville will start their first drive of the second half at their own 24-yard line. Wildcats held to just 78 yards of offense in the first half, and they were shut out in the first two quarters. Killian Barbie, tight end, goes from left side around to right side. I formation behind Bates, running the football. The Wildcats hand off to the first man through, and that's Zach Kanan. Bowen Preddy in the backfield for the Wildcats now here in the second half. And Kanan powers his way out to the 29-yard line, picks up 5 yards. It'll bring up second down.
Well, I'd say there was a challenge issued to that offensive line at halftime to take control of the line of scrimmage here in the second half. And their first play from scrimmage, they run right at the Patriot defense.
Split backfield this time, and Bates gives it to Kanan. Kanan, a big hole off the right tackle. He's got the first down all the way out to the 40-yard line. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store in Cassville. A great selection of lawn and garden products, home appliances, and they also can take care of your mattress needs. 99 Highway 30. Tools, lawnmowers, fitness equipment, and much more. Come by and let them get to know you, and you get to know them.
I'll tell you what, I don't know how Bates got that pitch off. He looked to be wrapped up in the backfield. Somehow at the end of that play, he was able to get the ball out right to Preddy. Nice job of Preddy keeping that pitch relationship, and a big gain.
Gain of 14, and Cassville has it inside the 30. I formation behind Bates. And Bates is going to run the football, fakes it to Preddy, and then Devin Bates pushes his way down to the 21-yard line for a gain of 7.
Well, you know, Bates was beat up a little bit after that game last week at Seneca for roughing the passer calls. Tough kid out there running the football hard on first down.
So second down and 3 facing the Wildcats. The ball at the Patriot 21-yard line. They give the ball to Preddy, tried to sidestep a guy in the backfield and can't get around him, and then the Patriot defender gets a little help, and he is going to be dropped for no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third down.
Yeah, just nowhere for Preddy to go right there. That defensive line of the Patriots blowing the play up on the snap.
9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Tonight's third quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company, where with over 15 years of experience, they specialize in new, used, and custom-built pallets. Call J&M Pallet Company at 847-6732. 3rd down and 2. Bates pitches the ball to Preddy. He's got Kanan leading the way, trying to get to the sidelines, and pushing the defender back is run out of bounds before he can get to the 15. But it looks like he has enough for a 1st down, and they haven't officially signaled yet, but
going to be close. He's
now
going to
they're
get
going
it.
to move the chains.
Yeah, nice job there. Kanan leading the way. Preddy running patiently. Actually ended up with his hand on Kanan's back, working his way down the field, trying to get to that edge, and he did get enough for the 1st down.
This Wildcat Drive in the Red Zone brought to you by Roark Diesel. Since 2006, they've been providing a huge selection of diesel performance products to Cassville and the surrounding area. Find them online at roarkdiesel.com. Bates pitches the ball to Preddy, makes a guy miss behind the line of scrimmage, and then is dropped at the 15. Well, he was fortunate to pick up positive yardage because Seneca had 3 white shirts out there and only 1 Cassville player, but Preddy able to make one guy miss and picks up a couple of yards.
Well, able to put that right foot in the ground, duck back up underneath the defense. If the Wildcats would snap the ball real quick, they've got Cooper, nobody down here by him.
We've seen that before this year, all alone out to the side, and now Wyatt Moore comes over to cover the receiver. Cassville runs the ball right up the middle as Zach Kanan gets the call, and he rumbles his way down to about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and just not seen soon enough. If the Wildcat quarterback, if Bates would have just looked to his left, he would have seen Cooper with nobody within 20 yards of him. He could be a run play. He still could have snapped the ball and just thrown it out to him.
So 3rd down for Cassville. They've already converted 1 3rd down. Now they're facing 3rd down and short. Off right tackle. And we've got a little pushing and shoving going on down there, but the officials get in and settle everyone down. And the ball carrier makes it down to the 6 for a pickup of 4, and it's going to be 1st and goal, Cassville. Wildcat 1st down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store. They've got appliances like Kenmore, Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, and GE, all at 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville. Bates gives it to Kanan. Kanan off left tackle this time. Ducks and dives down to the 2, and it'll bring up 2nd and goal.
Wildcats offense looks like a different unit out there to start this 2nd half.
Well, they give him the 1-yard line. So 2nd and goal from the 1 with 6:45 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. 7-0, Patriots with the lead. Cassville trying to change that right here. Full house backfield. Bates hands off to the 2nd man, and he is in. Touchdown, Wildcats. Looked like it was Zach Kanan with the football, and we've got a hobbled Wildcat player headed to the sidelines. So the Wildcats have pulled to within 1, and now Drake Reese in to attempt the extra point.
Well, Wildcat offensive line, much better job to start this 3rd quarter, creating some lanes for the ball carriers to get through. Preddy in the backfield showing that explosiveness. Kanan capping the drive off with a 1-yard plunge. The Wildcats back in this game.
The extra point attempt is good by Drake Reese. The Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance, one of the area's oldest businesses, established in 1887. They're conveniently located on the square in Cassville, also in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Stop by and visit with the folks at Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. The Wildcat extra point attempt brought to you by Crowder College. Main campus in Neosho, a satellite campus that is expanding in Cassville. Find out more about classes and enrollment at crowder.edu. A 13-play, 76-yard drive to start the 2nd half. Took 5.5 minutes off the clock, and the Wildcats punch it in, and they have now tied the score at 7-7.
A costly drive, possibly for the Wildcats. They're down 1 offensive lineman, Carney, from last week's game. Stockton came over during the drive, hobbled. Now, Nate Boley over on the trainer table as the Wildcat trainer working, looks like, on that right ankle.
Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. A clean car is a happy car. That makes you feel good. Drake Reese, a line drive kick outside the left hash, and Sam Stewart picks it up inside his own 10. Looked like he might have been able to let that one go out of bounds, but he decided to grab a hold of the football, tries to get back to the middle of the field, and will only make it back to about the 15.
And a nice shot put on the return man by Carson Jacobson right there. Heard it all the way up here in the press box. Flying down the field, not allowing the Patriot return man to reverse field and get over to that sideline.
So we've got a new football game, 7-7 with 6.5 left to go here in the third quarter. Tonight's third quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company. Phone Jeff for all your pallet needs at 847-6732. Jeremiah Stewart gives the ball to Ryan Millett. He had a big first half, and on his first carry of the second half, he takes it out to the 20-yard line. Millett had 67 yards rushing and nearly 90 yards of total offense in the first half, and he picks up 5 yards on his first carry of the third quarter.
5 on first down again. Patriot offense pulling those linemen around, letting those backs get in behind them. Defensive linemen for the Wildcats really have to hold their ground, get good position, get low, allow those linebackers to come over and help out.
So on 2nd down and 5, Jeremiah Stewart from the pistol gives it to Millett, who gives it back to Shriver, or was that Moore? That's Wyatt Moore, the ball carrier, and he is dropped at the 18-yard line after at the 23-yard line after a pickup of 3. And it'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Brought down at the end of the play there, Garrett Kreitz. Doing a pretty good job on that defensive line tonight. Big, strong sophomore for the Wildcats.
East Newton 3 of 7 on third down conversion tries in the first half. This is their first one here in the second half. 3rd and short. 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Twin receivers to the left. Stewart throws that way to Millett, and Millett trying to dive to the first down marker along the Patriot sideline. And we're obscured by defensive and offensive players, as well as everyone over there on the sidelines, and now they signal first down Patriots.
Able to dive at the end of the play. Look like Ewing over there making an attempt to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Nice individual effort right there to stretch the ball out at the end of the play and pick up that first down.
He was able to get 3 yards on the reception. First down, East Newton. So it keeps the drive alive, and they convert on third down. Jeremiah Stewart, quick handoff to Millett again, and Millett is wrapped up as he crosses the 30-yard line and falls forward out to the 31.
Yeah, straight at the Wildcat defense. Patriots still continue to just run their offense, eat up clock. They had the ball the majority of that first half.
This drive has already taken 2 minutes off the clock, and we're down to 4.5 left to go in the third quarter. 7-7 ball game. The Patriots facing 2nd down and 5. Line of scrimmage, the East Newton 31-yard line. Still plenty of time on the play clock. They go unbalanced right. They've got a slot and a flanker over there. And they're going to run the football that direction. But Cassville right there with the defense to wrap up Millett and drop him after a pickup of only maybe a yard.
And again, big Garrett Kreitz wrapping up the ball carrier, bringing him down. Big play there on 2nd down.
And it is 3rd down once again. Last time 3rd down and 2, and they were able to pick up the first down. This time facing 3rd down and 4.
Wildcats needing a stop right here, get the football back.
Receivers right and left. They fake the handoff to Millett, throw it over the middle, trying to get it to Shriver, and the pass was way out in front of him, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, Stewart that time just rushed the throw. He had Millett open, or Shriver was open on the play. Stewart just rushed the throw, feeling that pressure that defensive line was putting on.
So 4th down and 4, and the Patriots will have to punt from their own 32-yard line. DJ White dropping back deep for the Wildcats.
Wildcat defense, big stop here, going to get the football back. to their offense, who did a nice job of clicking on that first drive.
Jackson Schriever awaiting the snap. It's a good one this time. Gets the kick away. Bounces at the 38, rolls inside the 30. White picks it up back at the 29-yard line. Scrambles out to the 35, and flags come out at the tail end of the play.
Flag came out late, we'll see, and behind the play, we'll see what this is here.
They spot the ball down at the 32-yard line. And we've got an illegal use of the hands against Cassville.
Block in the back. You know, when you watch the NFL on Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays now, just about every punt or kickoff, you'll see a flag. Don't see a lot of it in high school, but that's what you see on Sundays in the NFL, and just about every time they punt the football, there's a penalty on the play.
So the first punt of the night for the Patriots. Goes for 39 yards, and then a penalty against Cassville will move it back to the 22-yard line. Wildcats will take over from there. Tie ball game 7-7 with 3:18 left to go in the third quarter. The Wildcats power running the football again. Zach Kanan dragging a couple of tacklers along out to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Kanan again running the ball hard. He's able to get behind those pads. You see him run with a nice lean down the field, running hard, keeping those knees running high.
It's a gain of 8 for Kanan. He's now got 49 yards on 10 carries tonight. Bring up second down and 2. They give the ball to Preddy this time, and he is hit right as he receives the handoff from Bates, as Colton Leach got into the Cassville backfield and dropped him for a loss on the play.
Yeah, just no chance. Preddy took the handoff and just had to duck his head to avoid a head-on collision. The defensive line right there in the backfield.
Colton Leach, another one of those big boys up front, 6'1", 245 pounds. Here comes Bates around the right end, and he's got room. He's out across the 40, across the 50, one man to beat, into Patriot territory, makes a cut back at the 30, keeps his balance, and he is going to take it to the house. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Great play right there. We saw the Wildcats trying to set that up just a little bit. They kept feeding Kanan straight ahead. This time Bates pulls the football, gets around that left edge, down the Wildcat sideline, made a man miss at about the 30-yard line, tucked back inside of him. Into the end zone he goes. Explosive, huge play for this Wildcat offense.
A 72-yard touchdown run for Devin Bates, and the Wildcats have taken their first lead of the night. The extra point attempt now by Drake Reese. The snap back, the kick is away, and it is good. The Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance. For auto, home, health, life, and commercial insurance, see the folks at Willis Insurance on the square in Cassville and in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Stop by and get a quote today. Wildcat Extra Point brought to you by Crowder College. With a satellite campus in Cassville, you can find out more about classes and enrollment information at crowder.edu.
Well, this Wildcat football team now starting to stir on the sideline, showing a little life. Big plays will make that happen. The crowd as well. Crowd had become pretty quiet in that first half. Not a lot to cheer for. But here in this third quarter, 2 scores, an explosive score on the last one out of this Wildcat offense.
3 plays, 78 yards, took only a minute and 20 off the clock, and a big 72-yard touchdown run by Devin Bates after the Wildcats had taken a penalty on the punt that pushed them back at their own 22. They carried for 8, another carry for a loss, and then the big run by Bates. Now the Wildcats set to kick it away. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash with the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic featuring custom wash technology giving you the perfect wash every time. And Reese will boot this one, and it will go into the end zone for a touchback.
We have a score where a team has put points on the board up at Lamar as the Tigers have taken an 8-0 lead in the third quarter over the Indians.
Both Cassville and Lamar both losing last week. The Big 8 West suddenly became wide open, so That an important score right there. Keep an eye on in the Big 8 West.
The Indians having to deal with Lamar, and next week they've got the Cubs. And the week after that, the Mountaineers. They've got a tough stretch.
So 1st and 10 Patriots. Jeremiah Stewart wanting to throw the football. Throws underneath. The pass is caught by Ryan Millett. He dives over a defender out to the 30-yard line and picks up a Patriot first down. Good second effort there by Millett, getting up in the air as he takes it out to the 31.
Just an interesting take on a screenplay right there. We do have a flag.
Way over on the other sideline. I mean, way over there, outside the numbers on the other sideline. And they're going to wave it off.
What did you see? I don't know what you see. Nobody saw anything. Pick it up.
So it's a gain of 11 and a first down for the Patriots at their own 31-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go now here in the third quarter. Tonight's third quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company, where pallets are customized to fit your needs. Their motto is "In God We Trust." Jeff and avid Wildcat supporters just a call away at 847-6732. That's 847-6732. 1st and 10 Patriots. Cassville leading 14-7. They run the misdirection. They give the ball to Wyatt Moore. Makes a nice cutback. He's out across the 35, out close to the 40-yard line.
Patriots setting something up with that play as well, as every time they've run it, they've given to Moore. And Millett has carried out his fake around the right edge with nobody out in front.
And that time Moore was so far behind the lead blockers, it looked like he was just kind of a trailer in the play, but he's the guy that had the football, and he saw a little opening, turned it upfield, and picked up 8 yards.
But don't be surprised if they fake to Moore and Millett keeps it for a big gain.
So 2nd down and 2 for the Patriots, just shy of their own 40. We're down to 50 seconds left to go in the third. Cassville showing blitz, and Barbie timed it perfectly. He came through the gap, but Stewart was able to get the handoff completed, but it goes nowhere. As good coverage all around by the Cassville defense on that one. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
And once again, Garrett Kreitz, first man there. You also had Hunter Chastain. Pryor also in the backfield. Big 3rd down here once again.
So 3rd down and 2 at their own 39. Clock running, less than 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. We'll see if they will have to snap the football. There's about a 2-second differential between the game clock and the play clock. Patriots send twin receivers right and left, and Stewart going to run the quarterback keeper, and he has the first down. Straight up the middle on a quick snap count, and he plows ahead to the 43, and that will move the chains.
Well, the Patriots spread the field with 4 wide receivers, linebackers spreading out, trying to get in passing lanes. Stewart seeing that, just snuck it straight ahead, able to pick up first down.
That'll be the final play of the third quarter. Again, tonight's third quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company. Remember, during the third quarters of your life, praise God, whether you win or lose, and give him the victory. In God we trust at J&M Pallet Company. Phone Jeff for all your pallet needs at 847-6732. Take a quick break. Back with the final quarter of play from Cassville. 14-7. The Wildcats over the Patriots. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. (14-7) over the Patriots. Tonight's fourth quarter is brought to you by the Barbecue Station, the best in Texas-style barbecue served every day at 900 Main Street on the north side of the Cassville Square. You can also call in for all your catering needs at 847-0470. The Barbecue Station, where one bite will put them at the top of your list of favorite places to eat. Patriots with the football to start the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Jeremiah Stewart wanting to throw. Goes up top and overthrows Jackson Schriever. Covered well over there on the far sideline by DJ White.
White running stride for stride with Schriever down that Patriot sideline. Again, the ball, deep ball thrown just a little out of reach of both players, but nice job of getting inside position, DJ White.
East Newton scored on their first possession of the night. They led 7-0 at halftime, but Cassville, coming out of the locker room, has scored 2 touchdowns, 2 for 2 on possessions here in the second half. They forced the Patriots to punt their first time they had the ball here in the second half, and now the Patriots in the midst of their second possession. 2nd down and 10. Inside handoff. Around the right end goes the ball carrier, and that's Tikong Zhang. And he turns it upfield and is upended just shy of the 50. Looks like they're going to put him down at the 49 for a gain of 5.
Well, good tackle at the end of the play. Looked like Ewing coming up from the secondary, bring the ball carrier down.
Patriots facing 3rd down again. They're just 1 for 4 on 3rd down conversions here in the second half. 3rd down and 4. Cassville fans getting behind their defense. The Patriot fans trying to do the same, getting behind their offense. Here comes Barbie on the blitz. He gets into the arm of Stewart, and the ball is knocked away. Stewart wanted to throw to the Patriot sideline, and Barbie on the blitz got right into his throwing lane, and as his arm was coming forward, he hit Barbie, and the ball just went fluttering over to the sideline.
Yeah, that's twice Barbie has timed the snap count perfectly. Able to get right in the backfield, took on a blocker, but was able to get that big right hand with the cast on it, as a matter of fact, and knock the football away as the quarterback, Stewart, was trying to go forward with the pass. Good play there by Barbie.
So 4th and 4 for the Patriots. The ball at midfield. DJ White back expecting a punt, but you could never know what to expect with the Patriots. As the ball goes over the head of Schriever, he's back scrambling with it. He's trying to get to the sidelines, up the sidelines, and dives down to the 45-yard line. And depending on where he stepped out of bounds over there, he may have a first down. And now we got a flag thrown after the play is over. Boy, Schriever with a lot of speed, as he was way back in the backfield after the ball was snapped over his head, and he picked it up and in the blink of an eye was to the sidelines and turned it upfield, and this one's going to be close over here.
I think they marked the football short, but we'll see what the penalty is right on the Patriot sideline well after the play.
Yeah, they mark him down at the 47. He needed to get inside the 46. The flag is thrown at the 45, and we're going to have a personal foul called against Cassville.
Wow.
So Schriever is able to pick up 6 yards on the run. And then the penalty is going to give the Patriots a first down. Nope. So it's a dead ball. Okay. So it was well after the whistle sounded. So the Wildcats will take over, but they are going to be moved back a few yards from the spot of the foul, which was the 45. So they're going to take it back to the 30, and that's where Cassville will start. So the Wildcats do get the football, which is key, but they just lose 15 yards on the penalty. So it was a dead ball foul, so the play was blown dead. Schriever stopped short of the first down, and then the Wildcats penalized after the play was over. So Wildcat fans are breathing a sigh of relief right there.
And the Wildcat coaching staff is as well. A penalty to extend a play after you had it stopped would have been bad news, with the Wildcats able to take over possession of this football.
So Cassville with the 14-7 lead, 10:50 left to go in the ball game, and the Wildcats fumble the football. Still a scramble for it between the 30 and the 35, and it looks like one of the big linemen, Wesley Stockton, comes up with the football.
Stockton was the last one in the pile and ripped that football out of there, stood up and handed it to the official. But the ball was on the ground for a while. Big Wes Stockton, 300 pounds, able to dive in the middle of that pile and rip it out of there and keep the football in Wildcat possession.
Guess what? He gets credit for 2 yards.
Yes. First carry of his career, probably.
So it brings up 2nd down and 8. And Bates running the option. Pitches back to Preddy. It's covered well, and Preddy is dropped at the 35-yard line. A short gain of only 2 yards.
Little option game again. Bates trying to bring the defense at him before he pitches that football. But 2 defenders out there in front bringing Preddy down, not really letting him get going.
9:45 left to go in the football game. Tonight's 4th quarter brought to you by the Barbecue Station. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 8. Serving the best Texas-style barbecue this side of Dallas, right here in the Ozarks. 900 Main on the north side of the Cassville Square. Bates wanting to throw. They set up a little backdoor play to Preddy, and Preddy makes the catch. He's going to have to hustle to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he is going to be dropped for a very short gain.
Little throwback play to Preddy as Bates, the quarterback, rolling to his right and turning around and throwing back against the grain to Preddy, trying to get him in space. The Patriots, some disciplined football right there to stay home and make the play.
And it's going to bring up 4th down. So 4th down and 5 for Cassville. Patriots with a quick 3 and out. They're going to get the football back.
Wildcats having some personnel issues here.
Drake Reese in to punt it away. Schriever back at his own 25-yard line. A high kick this time. Schriever will watch it bounce at the 31 and takes a Cassville roll. Still going inside the 15 and finally dead down around the 13 or 14-yard line.
Well, into the wind. Nice friendly roll for Reese that time. That will help his punting average tonight. Wildcats able to flip the football field here and pin the Patriots deep to start this drive. 8.5 minutes to go in the game.
51-yard kick, no return. And the Patriots will take over at their own 13. 14-7, Cassville with the lead. Patriots put the only points on the board in the first half. Cassville has scored the only points here in the second half. Jeremiah Stewart from the pistol. Gives it to Millett. Millett tries the right edge, trying to turn it upfield, and he is stopped at the 15. Falls forward to the 16-yard line for a gain of 3.
Wildcat defense doing a much better job here in the second half, Sammy. Make some adjustments at halftime, seeing what they're keying on.
Yeah, Millett with 67 yards rushing in the first half. He's got only 14 here in the second half.
Yeah, much better job. Offense for the Wildcats also able to make some adjustments and able to get the ball in the end zone a couple times.
So 2nd down and long now for the Patriots. Play clock down to 7 seconds. Jeremiah Stewart takes the snap, pitches it out to Millett. Millett with a blocker in front, turns it upfield, gets across the 20 and is wrestled out of bounds. Coach Parnell pleading for a holding call over here. Lead blocker trying to create some room for Millett. Say stepped on the sidelines at the 21 after a pickup of 5, and it'll bring up 3rd and 2. Patriots only 1 for 4 on 3rd down conversion tries here in the second half, and here's a big one right here. Cassville trying to force the Patriots to turn it back over on a 3 and out, just like the Patriots had done to the Wildcats.
Wildcat linebackers need to be aware of that quarterback sneak once again.
Twin receivers to the right. Lone man is Schriever to the left. And Stewart gives the ball to Millett, and he dives off right tackle and takes it out to the 24 and has the first down.
That tripped up at the line of scrimmage, just able to get that ball over the first down yardage marker. They knew what he needed to get, and he got it.
Nose of the football touching the 25, so we'll give him 4 yards on the carry. First down, Patriots. As they convert on 3rd down, keep the drive alive with 6.5 left to go in the ball game. 14-7, Cassville with the lead. Midway through the 4th quarter. Jeremiah Stewart. Unbalanced to the right side, and he looks that direction. Fires a pass down the line of scrimmage to Millett, and Millett, a defender, gets into his legs and drops him for a loss on the play.
Hey, good job over there. Looked like Cooper. No, excuse me. That was that Hayward?
Was Cade Hayward.
Cade Hayward coming up. reading the play, getting in the backfield, and making a stop for a loss. Big play for this Wildcat defense.
Yeah, he got the start tonight due to the injury to Preddy, and he has had one heck of a football game.
Yeah, doing a real nice job. It's been a nice read on that play.
So second down and long. Pass goes to Wyatt Moore out at the 33-yard line, and he is quickly wrapped up by two Cassville defenders and dropped short of the first down marker.
Again, Hayward on the play, also Ewing keeping the receiver in front. Going to bring up a third and about 3 here. Wildcat defense trying to get a stop, get that football back. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the football game.
So it's a pickup of nearly 9 yards, third down and short. The Patriots facing third down again here with 5:10 left to go in the game. Cassville leading 14-7. Jeremiah Stewart, quick pass out into the flat. Moore has it, or did he? No, he cannot hang on to the football. He found the spot he needed to get to pick up the first down, but he didn't secure the ball, and as he was falling to the ground, it came loose, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Now ran a good route. Like you said, he got enough yardage for the first down. Ewing right there as the ball arrived. A lot of cushion given up, and the Patriots look like, with about 5 minutes to go here, look like they're bringing the punt unit on.
They're going to call a timeout
We'll see.
here. Stop the clock with 5:03 left to go in the ball game. Timeout on the field brought to you by Superior Metal. If you're looking for a steel building, shop, or roof that would fend against the elements, look no further than Superior Metal Sales, Highway 76 south of Cassville. Monette leading Rogersville 39-0. A 40-0 lead for Mount Vernon over Aurora. 21-15, Reed Spring on top of Springfield Catholic. McDonald County shutting out Nevada 28-0. And Lamar has now regained the lead over Seneca 11-8. And that game has went into the fourth quarter. Marshfield Hollister was scoreless, but that was back in the first half, and they haven't updated that score for a while. So the Patriots facing fourth down and 3 at their own 32.5-yard line with 5:03 left to go in the ball game. Cassville leading 14-7. Tonight's fourth quarter brought to you by the Barbecue Station. The best Texas-style barbecue this side of Dallas, right here in the Ozarks. Bring in your friends and family and enjoy great barbecue at 900 Main on the north side of the Cassville Square. Also, call them for all your catering needs at 847-0470. So the Patriots are lining up to go for it. They were 1 for 2 on fourth down tries in the first half. Stewart unloads. He's got a man behind the secondary, and he overthrows Wyatt Moore. He goes down hard after throwing the football. No flags on the play, and the Wildcats are going to take over on downs.
Well, I saw the Patriots working on this in their pregame passing drills, the out and up, where the quarterback steps back, kind of does a shoulder fake. The receiver runs an out and then turns up the field. This time, again, that's 3 deep balls we've seen just overthrown by the Patriot quarterback, as the receiver did have a step, maybe 2, on the Wildcat defensive back.
So Cassville takes over at the Patriot 33-yard line with less than 5 minutes to go in the ball game. The Wildcats leading 14-7. Bates hands it off up the middle, and Kanan is picked up and driven back, and now we got a flag thrown. As once again, that was big Colton Leach, 6'2", 250-pounder, as he took Kanan to the ground after a gain of maybe a yard, but we'll see the flag. It's a holding call against the Wildcats, and it's thrown behind the line of scrimmage a yard.
And it was pretty late. The flag actually came out after Kanan was already down.
It'll move it back to the 43-yard line. That's the 4th penalty of the night against Cassville for a total of 35 yards. .440 and counting left to go in the game. Cassville with a 14-7 lead. Bates from the shotgun this time. He's unbalanced to the left. Brings DJ White in motion. Gives the handoff to him heading that direction. Trying to get through. No. White gets around the corner. He's got the first down inside the 30. Spins back into the field to play and takes it down to the 20-yard line. Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, where they offer the best in quality brand name appliances like Kenmore, Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, and GE.
Well, Wildcats run the jet sweep to the wide side of the field. We talked about it at halftime, how White had not been involved much in the game plan. We see the jet sweep here, and we see what he's able to do with the football in his hands. Went all the way across the field, got to the Patriot sideline, down the field he went. Big gain for the Wildcats.
It's a pickup of 22, and yeah, he could have ran out of bounds right after he got the first down, but he spun back inbounds and kept going and picked up an extra 7 or 8 yards. 1st and 10 Wildcats at the 21-yard line of the Patriots. Under 4 minutes now left to play. Cassville taking some time. A long snap count. Kanan up the middle. Breaks the tackle at the 10. 5. Touchdown, Cassville.
Right at the Patriot defense, I formation. Kanan, the fullback, right through the line of scrimmage, through the linebackers, into the secondary, and into the end zone. Good blocking up front. Kanan taking care of the rest.
A 21-yard touchdown run for Zach Kanan. And the Wildcats extend their lead to 20-7. The Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance. If you're at the lake, you can come by and visit the folks at Willis Insurance in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. For auto, home, health, life, and commercial insurance, call 858-3747 in Shell Knob. The extra point by Drake Reese is up and good. And with 3:45 left to go, the Wildcats now lead 21-7. Wildcat extra point brought to you by Crowder College with a satellite campus in Cassville. Find out more by going online. Get class and enrollment information at crowder.edu.
Well, this Wildcat football team went in at halftime with not a lot of life. Third quarter came around. Wildcats able to get in the end zone twice. Defense playing much better. And again, offense able to score again here in the fourth quarter. So the tale of two halves for this Wildcat football team, playing much better, much more inspired football here in the second half.
Kanan's second rushing touchdown of the night. He had a 1-yard plunge back in the third quarter. And now he's got a 21-yard scamper here in the fourth quarter to give Cassville a 2-score cushion. 21-7, Wildcats with the lead with 3:45 left to play. Drake Reese tees it up, sets to kick it away. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywatch Car Wash with the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic featuring custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time. A clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. Schriever drops the ball back at the 1-yard line and picks it up and will bring it out from there. He's out across the 15, across the 20, breaks a tackle. Here he goes. It's a foot race. DJ White over to cut him off, but not before he brings it all the way back into Cassville territory. Jackson Schriever, we've seen his speed more than once here tonight. Once on a botched snap on a punt, and that one on a kickoff return that went for over 55 yards and sets up the Patriots at the Wildcat 46, or actually 45. Nope, it's getting better. They say he stepped out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
After dropping the football, very high kick by Reese. Drop the football, it will pick it up and get up that East Newton sideline for a big gain.
Jeremiah Stewart takes the snap and flags fly. Clock stopped with 3:33 left to go here in the football game. Cassville leading 21-7. And we've got a procedure penalty against the Patriots. That'll back them up 5 yards. 25 yards now on 3 penalties against the Patriots tonight. And that will move it back out to the 48-yard line. It'll bring up 1st and 15. Cassville with a 4-man front. They shift things around along the line of scrimmage. And they show the blitz. Here comes Barbie, and that time he may have not timed it as well. Whistles sound. Did Barbie get somebody to flinch? No, encroachment on the defense. So the 5 yards go right back. And it'll take it back to the 43.
Well, Barbie 2 for 3 on his trying to guess the snap count.
So 1st and 10 Patriots. Barbie again showing blitz, and now one of the Patriot linemen moved. I tell you, he's got him nervous, if nothing else. That's kind of turning a tactic the Patriots like to use against him there, bringing guys up, showing blitz, and he got the Patriots to jump, so we go 5 yards the other way. back to the 48.
And a game that the Big 8 West is keeping an eye on. That Seneca-Lamar game. Seneca's come back, taking the lead 15-14 in the fourth quarter.
1st and 15. Stewart under pressure, throws out into the flat, and a diving attempt by Quentin Lewis. And he nearly came up with a miraculous catch, but they say it skipped off the turf and it falls incomplete.
And pardon me, Seneca has taken the lead 15-11 after the 11-8 lead Lamar had moments ago.
So Lamar has kicked a field goal in there after an 8-8 ball game early on. 2nd down and 15 for the Patriots. Fake the inside handoff to Moore, and Stewart lets it fly to Schriever down the middle of the field. But he's thrown into coverage by Ferris and Hayward. And again, the pass is overthrown, incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and the Wildcats again able to get some pressure on Stewart, trying to throw the football off his back foot. Threw it a long way for being on his back foot. But again, just overthrowing his receivers.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and 15 for the Patriots with 3:18 left to go. Cassville leading 21-7. Patriots have had to punt and turned it over on downs twice here in the second half. They go unbalanced to the right side, which is the short side of the field. They got 2 receivers in a slot over there. They throw the ball that way to Millett coming out of the backfield. And Millett is wrapped up and dropped by Hayward at the 45-yard line, short of the original line of scrimmage.
Hayward again coming out of that defensive backfield, making a nice read on the swing pass, getting up and getting in the middle of the play.
And the Patriots trying to catch Cassville off balanced here, jumping up to the line of scrimmage, going for it on 4th down. The snap is bobbled by Stewart. He's got a man open. The catch is made by Hunter Live-Oak down at the 25-yard line. Cassville's complaining that as Stewart bent down to pick the ball up, that his knee touched the ground, but the officials are not signaling that. And Jeremiah Stewart, with an unbelievable pass and a great catch by Hunter Live-Oak, sets it up down at the 22-yard line.
Wow, crazy play.
Stewart looking to throw again, this time pressure coming. He's forced out of the pocket, throws underneath to Live-Oak, and Live-Oak makes the catch and turns it up the sidelines and is knocked out of bounds short of the 15.
Stewart showing some nice escapability there, getting out of the grasp of a big defensive lineman of the Wildcats, completing a pass on the East Newton sideline. And Live-Oak, I believe, was able to get out of bounds and stop that clock.
It's a gain of 5, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 5. .226 left to play. Jeremiah Stewart throws to the sidelines, and the pass is incomplete. Trying to go to Live-Oak once again. He's suddenly become the hot hand. He had only 1 catch in the first half, but he's came up with 2 big receptions here in the second half. But that time, it's over his head, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Over his head and behind him just a little bit. But again, the clock stops. 2:21 to go. Wildcats with a 2-touchdown lead.
So 3rd down and 5 from the Cassville 17. Jeremiah Stewart takes a quick peek at the Cassville defense. Here comes the blitz. They're coming with the house. He throws down the sidelines. Incomplete. Good coverage over there by Brett Cooper. And that'll bring up 4th down. This time trying to get the ball into the hands of Wyatt Moore.
Moore trying to go up to catch the football. Cooper right there. Ball thrown a little bit high. Cooper with the pressure, able to separate the receiver from the football.
So 4th down and 5. The Patriots trailing by 14 with 2:15 left to go. They have to go for it here. Jeremiah Stewart, the snap is over his head. Here comes the rush. Throws down the sidelines and nearly a one-hand grab, but it's tipped and it's intercepted by the Wildcats. Coming down with the football is Carson Jacobson, and he returns it out across the 25, and the Wildcats will take over.
And a flag at the end of the play. Some frustration over on that Patriot sideline.
And we have an injured Patriot back where the ball was thrown to start with, back inside the 10.
had a couple of players on the ground over on the Patriot sideline. The Patriot coaching staff actually trying to get in and pull the Patriot off. So we'll see what the penalty is. Injury on the field, but Carson Jacobson, right place at the right time. Tip ball, ran right underneath it, and down the Patriot sideline he went. Great play there by Carson. And it looks like the penalty will go against the Patriots at the end of that play.
Right now, the injured East Newton player being attended to, and I believe that was the intended receiver. He tried to go up as high as he could go to get that football, and he came down awkwardly. And hopefully it's not some sort of leg injury, but he's being checked out by the medical staff over there, and now he's going to slowly try to get to his feet. That's Jackson Schriever. He's setting up, but they started to bring him up to his feet, and then he kind of said, wait a minute, let me kind of take this a little slower here.
Schriever, good player for this Patriot football team.
He had 3 catches for 48 yards and a touchdown in the first half, but has yet to catch a pass here in the second half. Good coverage by the Wildcats secondary. Now he's up on his feet and gets a glad hand and slowly limps his way back to the Patriots sideline. 2:06 left to go in the game. Cassville leading 21-7. Wildcats with possession of the football after the interception. The second turnover of the night against the Patriots, both on interceptions. And they've got the ball spotted back at the 18-yard line. So the flag was thrown against Cassville. Marked him off 15 yards. And the Wildcats will take over at their own 18. Leading 21-7 here with 2 minutes left to play. The Wildcats running the football on first down. Zach Kanan gets the call, takes it out to the 22-yard line for a pickup of 4. It'll bring up second down and a long 6. Ball spotted between the 21 and the 22-yard line, so only about a 3.5-yard pickup for Kanan, but the clock running now down to 90 seconds. Patriots have timeouts, but down by 2 scores. They're not going to use them. They're going to try to get a stop here or a turnover. Devin Bates with a long snap count. He's going to run the football. He's got a couple of blockers in front. He's across the 30, ducks his shoulders, and dives out to the 35. Picks up the Wildcat first down.
Yeah, nice job once again faking to Kanan, the first man through, making a nice read to pull the football and get around that right edge, stays in bounds, and moves the chains.
Gets a good spot, too, all the way out to the 37-yard line. That gives him unofficially 100 yards rushing on the night. Of course, 72 of those on 1 carry for the touchdown run, but good night for the Cassville quarterback, and we're under 60 seconds left to play. The Wildcats will have to snap the football one more time unless the Patriots elect to use some timeouts. 1st and 10 at their own 38. And we have whistles as Bates takes a knee. And the game clock under 40. Play clock got started about the same time, so it's so darn close they'll have to snap it one more time.
Officials didn't do a very good job with their math right there. Most of the time they'll try to do the math on that where they don't have to snap it again. The game not in question.
So Bates, one more knee, and that'll do it. The Wildcats win it 21-7 on homecoming, and Cassville improving to 4-1 on the year. The Patriots
are a really good 1-4 football team.
Another game that slips away from them in the second half. They've had this happen now in all four of their losses. They've had the lead in the second half and saw it slip away.
Yeah, they are a really good 1-4 football team. Very competent. They've got some size. They've got speed.
But back in Class 2 now, too. So when they go to the playoffs, that might make the difference like it used to many years ago.
Absolutely. But they are a much, much improved football team over what we've seen the past couple of seasons.
21-7, Cassville with the victory here tonight on homecoming. We'll take a break and be back with the postgame show. You're listening to Big A Football here on the Talent Sports Network. East Newton Patriots. East Newton scored on their first possession of the night, and they led 7-0 at half, but then Cassville scoring all the points in the second half. A 1-yard run by Zach Kanan got the Wildcats on the board. A 13-play, 76-yard drive that took over 5.5 minutes off the clock, tied it at 7. Then with 2:04 left to go in the third, Devin Bates breaks loose on a 72-yard run to give the Wildcats their first lead of the night, 14-7 after the PAT by Drake Reese. And then the Wildcats close out the scoring with 3:45 left to go in the fourth, a 21-yard run by Zach Kanan. And that gives us our final score after the extra point by Reese of the Wildcats 21, the Patriots 7. Cassville improving to 4-1 as we roll into the second half of the season.
Tale of two halves. The Patriots dominated the first half of football. The Wildcats came out and dominated the second half. Really just totally different football team in the second half of this game. Defense cinched up, offense able to move the football. They got explosive. They brought Preddy in for majority of the second half. And they were able to move the football down the field. The offensive line kind of took charge there in the third quarter, moved the ball down, and Wildcats did what they needed to do to get out of here with a homecoming victory.
Yeah, and the team stats show that. East Newton with 181 yards of offense in the first half. They get only 100 in the second half to finish with 285. They rushed the ball 30 times for 143 yards, 13 completions on 25 attempts for 142 yards. They picked up 15 first downs. They turned it over twice, both on interceptions. They were penalized 4 times for 30 yards and punted once for 39 yards. So they limit East Newton to just 51 yards rushing in the second half after nearly having 100 yards on the ground in the first half. And they limit them to just right around 100 yards of offense in the second half after giving up nearly 200 in the first half.
Yeah, cut it in half. And some of that at the end of the game, desperation pass plays and some wild plays to gain yardage late in the football game. But the defense did their job. They kept the Patriots out of the end zone for 3 quarters tonight. And the offense came through, ended up putting the ball in the end zone 3 times to go ahead and get this victory tonight.
Numbers jump out at you on the offensive side for the Wildcats as well. They carried the ball only 14 times for 63 yards in the first half. They finished with 36 rushes for 280 yards. So over 200 yards on the ground in the second half alone. 3 for 7 through the air for 16 yards for a total of 296. As Cassville was limited to just 80 yards in the first half. The Wildcats picked up 18 first downs. They did not turn it over. They were penalized 6 times for 55 yards, and they punted 3 times for a 35-yard average. So the Wildcats, big difference between the first half and the second half on both sides of the football, and that proved to be the difference in this victory here tonight over the Patriots. Some of the individual numbers for East Newton. Ryan Millett, 90 yards rushing on 19 carries. He also had 6 catches for 39 yards, so nearly 130 yards of total offense for Ryan Millett. Jackson Schriever had 3 catches for 48 yards and a touchdown. Hunter Liveoak, 3 catches for 46 yards. And Wyatt Moore had 6 carries for 35 yards on the ground here this evening. Cassville, Devin Bates, 100 yards unofficially on 5 carries and a touchdown. Zach Kanan, 76 yards and 2 touchdowns on 13 carries. Bowen Preddy had 34 yards on 7 carries, all of that in the second half. And Jericho Ferris, 44 yards on 8 carries, all of that in the first half. Cassville only completed 3 passes tonight, 1 to Preddy, 1 to Cooper, and 1 to Ferris. But the ground game took over in the second half, so they didn't have to throw the football there in the third and fourth quarters, and they go on to the 21-7 win.
Well, that happens. We're not able to hear what goes on at halftime, but from the looks of the stats and the way the game played out, it was a challenge to that offensive line, to these backs. Hey, we're going to run the football in the second half, and we're going to run it until they stop us. And they were able to put 3 touchdowns on the board. They answered the call and played much, much better there in the second half.
Hope to get a word with Coach Parnell before we clear out of here. We also have our post-game awards to hand out also tonight here at Cassville. So we'll take a break, let you hear from our sponsors. Back with more right after this. Sammy Clapper back with you here at Cassville. The Wildcats win it over the Patriots 21-7. We're now joined by the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Lance Parnell. Postgame interview brought to you by the law office of John A. Leewright. They proudly support the Wildcats, and they want everyone to remember, if you don't talk, you may walk. Call 417-847-2177. That's 847-2177. Well, Coach, congratulations. The Wildcats are 4-1 as we roll into the second half of the season. You and I talked a little bit about this in Coach's Corner in the pregame about this East Newton team, just one win, but they are a much improved team, and they showed it here tonight.
Absolutely. I told our kids that all week. Talked about it after the ball game right out there after the win. That is a much improved football team. They got a good group of core seniors there at East Newton. Coach Wood's done a phenomenal job with them. They're playing aggressive, physical football. He's got them lined up right. Offensively, they're executing very well. They're a good football team, and I know a lot of people here in this community did not realize that. And I told our kids, I put it in our scouting report when I typed it up on Sunday. I told them when we met Monday, and I handed it to them. That was one of the first things in there. And they didn't believe me, and they all shook their heads. You're right, Coach. They believe me now. I try to tell them, I won't lie to you. I'm going to tell you straight the way it is. And a lot of things had gotten back to me this week of things that had been said and this and that. And people need to understand that was a very good football team. And I'm proud of our kids the way we came out in the second half and regrouped. But no, that East Newton coach, like I said, Coach was doing a great job. Coach Alexander, their offensive coordinator, did a really good job against us tonight. And that's a group that's going to win a lot of ball games moving forward this year.
Yeah, that senior bunch has played a lot of varsity football because the majority of them have been starting since they were freshmen and sophomores. They've taken their lumps, and now they're hoping to get some of that back. And, boy, and I talked to Coach Wood before tonight's game about all the close losses they've already had this year, and he said, we just got to find a way to finish again tonight. This is the fifth game in 5 weeks that they've had the lead in the second half, and they've ended up coming up on the short end of it.
Yeah, and, for us, obviously, it was a tale of two halves. I thought we played with zero emotion, zero intensity, and zero focus in the first half. But I am very proud of our kids. Everybody will ask, what'd you say at half? What'd you do at half? There was nothing life-altering. All I walked in and told them, I said, we cannot control the pass. We can't control what we just did in the first two quarters. We can control what we do moving forward the next 24 minutes, and I'm super proud of our kids, the way they rebound and respond. That's tough to do to sometimes just all of a sudden have to flip a switch on, and I thought they flipped the switch on and really played well in the second half.
Yeah, we saw it in the first half against Springfield Catholic after the 2 turnovers. You had your timeout, you got them settled back down, and then they focused in and played great the rest of the way. Tonight it was the halftime break where they had a chance to kind of regroup and refocus after being down 7-0 at halftime. You only had 78 yards, I had unofficially, of offense in the first half. You end up with nearly 300.
Yeah, we were completely stagnant offensively. Could not get anything going. They were doing a nice job controlling the line of scrimmage, which is something that we were concerned about after last week. And but I thought we came back, and it wasn't anything different that we did in the second half. Up front, Bowen Preddy gave us a big spark in the second half. He's been banged up the last couple weeks, and tried to get him healthy. He comes to me at half and says, "Coach, I've got to go." Absolutely, you are correct. You've got to go. And I thought he stepped in and played really well for us offensively in the second half.
Yeah, Jericho Ferris just shy of 50 yards rushing in the first half, but then the Wildcats go back to their bread and butter, what you guys do so well, running the football. Kanan and Preddy combined for over 110 yards in the second half and a couple of touchdowns. And then when the defense started focusing on 34 and 23, Devin Bates breaks loose for a big one.
Absolutely, and Devin's done that a couple times this year. He's sneaky fast and does a good job reading our option game. And, he is through 5 weeks, I'm so proud of the kid. He's made the plays he's had to make. He hasn't tried to do too much, and he did that again tonight. We needed him to make some plays tonight. He had the long touchdown run, then he had another huge run here in the fourth quarter that got us that last first down that we needed. Super proud of that kid. He has grown so much over the last 4 years and played well again tonight.
Faked me out on one, and he faked the Patriot defense out too, because Up here and down there, they all thought Zach Keenan had the football. Next thing you know, he's coming down the Cassville sideline.
Yeah, no, he does a good job running our option game, and that was a big run for us.
Defense did so well in the second half, also making the adjustments because Ryan Millett was having a heck of a football game through the first 2 quarters, but you kind of took him out of the game in the second half.
We did. I thought we were a little flat defensively in the first half. And the first half, I'm going to put a lot of that on me. I don't think I had our kids in the right position to be successful, with our plan moving forward. And, my defensive coaches, Coach Glidewell, Coach Arthur, and Coach Donson, they did a really good job of, talking to me at halftime and making some adjustments that needed to be made and getting a little bit. And then our kids adjusted to it well and, really did a much, much better job in the second half defensively, especially against the run stuff out of their single wing.
Well, it's nice to see that tradition from East Newton continue as well. And, of course, all you guys out of the Big 8 know the history of what they love to do, all the trick plays and everything. And Coach Wood did not disappoint. He runs the old hitch and pitch right out of the gate.
He does, and Larry Bunn would be proud.
He would, that's for sure, as you expect everything when you play the Patriots. Well, the Wildcats really do a nice job getting things going the right direction there in the second half. Defense, offense both kicked into high gear, and you come away with a nice victory here tonight.
We did, and like I said earlier, I'm really proud of our kids' effort in the second half, and it showed a lot of maturity out of that group to rebound, because like I said, sometimes that's difficult to just flip that switch on, and I felt like, they did that, came out, they had a different look in their eye in the second half, had a little different bounce in their step, and, we're going to grow from this. That's what I told them out there after the ball game. There's always lessons to be learned after every ball game. The big one here is never underestimating an opponent, whether we're talking football or just like, that humility thing and taking every challenge you have in front of you serious and not looking past anything. And it's hard to say with 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, but I would like to think that we're going to learn that lesson tonight as we move forward this year. There's not going to be anything taken lightly. It's we've got to prepare to be successful every Friday night.
Celebrate homecoming with a victory, and now you're back out on the road next week. You headed west last week to Seneca. Now you got to go a little farther to the southwest, down in McDonald County to take on the Mustangs. They pick up their second win of the year after picking up a win tonight over Nevada.
And it's going to be another ball game very similar to this. They're a football team that I think people are just going to look at the record and say, okay, they're 2-3. They've been in some ball games. They've got some skilled kids. They've got a couple big kids up front. They always play very, very physical, especially at their place. Defensively, they're going to fly around. They're known for being good tacklers. Got a quarterback that throws the ball well. He's young, but, man, he's athletic and throws it well. Got a back that's really impressive. Saw them on film against East Newton, and it'll be another tough road challenge for us.
That's another one of those Big 8 coaches that's been in the league for a while. Coach Hoover spent a lot of time at Monette, and there for a while there was a lot of new coaches coming in from outside the league, but now you guys are just kind of all spreading around inside the Big 8. Boy, that makes it tough week after week. You guys all know what each other like to do.
Yeah, we're been in this league a long time, and I see a lot of faces that I recognize for a long time. So, yeah, definitely. It's a good group of coaches. This is a good football league. As every football team we're going to on our schedule is well coached. They're physical, and you got to be ready to play every week.
Well, another great bounce back here tonight and a great second half for the Wildcats, and you celebrate homecoming with a victory. Congratulations. Have a safe trip to McDonald County, and we'll catch up with you again next week as you take on the Mustangs.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sammy. I really appreciate it. Susie, girls, I love you. I'll be home in just a little bit.
Head coach Lance Parnell joining us here in the postgame show. The postgame interview brought to you by the law office of John A. Leewright. They proudly support the Wildcats, and their professional personnel believe in your rights to a fair hearing and representing you with the utmost expertise. Call 847-2177. That's 847-2177. We'll take a break and be back to wrap things up here from Cassville right after this. All right, back one final time here at Wildcat Stadium. The Cassville Wildcats defeat the East Newton Patriots to improve to 4-1 on the year. Time for our post-game awards. We'll start with our Wildcat Player of the Game. It's brought to you by Fast Trip at 104 South Main in Cassville. Great prices and friendly service is what you'll find at Fast Trip. Stop by today, locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. Our Wildcat Player of the Game tonight, the Cassville quarterback, Devin Bates. He runs for over 100 yards and a touchdown. As the offense got rolling in the second half, he was a big part of that. He not only had the long touchdown run to give him a great spark, he also had a couple of nice carries to pick up first downs and run out the clock, and he ends up being our player of the game.
Well, just running the offense, Sammy, and getting guys in the position and helping this offense go in the second half.
Devin Bates, our Wildcat Player of the Game. Our hard hit of the night is brought to you by B&K Auto Body. B&K Auto Body offers car rental, 24-hour towing, and certified technicians when your vehicle has been smashed by a hard hit. They also offer free computerized estimates. B&K Auto Body, 847-3990. And that goes to Carson Jacobson. That was a hit from back in the first half, and you made the point about it. Boy, it was not only a big hit that got a little ooh and ah from the crowd, you could actually hear it up here at the press box, and that's a couple of criteria we look for when we're trying to select a hard hit of the night.
Yeah, number one, we're going to listen. And number two, we like to hear the crowd reaction to a big hit. But that one, on a kickoff return man trying to reverse field, go up the other sideline. Jacobson right there put a nice shot on him. We heard those pads pop all the way up here.
So Carson Jacobson, our hard hit of the night, brought to you by B&K Auto Body. With nearly 20 years of experience in fixing hard-hit vehicles like new again, they use digital imaging, a downdraft paint booth, and free computerized estimates. B&K Auto Body, phone 847-3990. That's 847-3990. All right, looking at our other scores from around the Big Eight, everyone's gone final with the exception of Marshfield at Hollister. They're kind of dragging behind and getting the scores posted on that one. But Monette defeats Rogersville 46-14. Mount Vernon picks up a win over Aurora 46-0. Reed Spring beats Catholic 28-15. McDonald County shuts out Nevada 35-0. The Marshfield Hollister score, the last score we got was at halftime. Marshfield leading Hollister 28-7. And then a final from Barton County. Seneca picks up a win last week over Cassville, coming from behind to do so. And they give up the lead early in the second half after a scoreless first half. And Seneca comes from behind again and beats Lamar 15-11.
Setting up a big-time game next Friday night when Seneca will take on the Monette Cubs. Big game for when you're looking at the Big 8 West. I expect that to be a good football game. Monette, tough football teams we saw a couple of weeks ago. We saw Seneca last week, tough football team. Could be an interesting matchup.
Cassville on the road next Friday night. They'll travel down to Anderson to take on the Mustangs.
Seems like we go to McDonald County an awful lot.
I know.
In the press box that somebody designed with a door at midfield. I still cannot figure that one out, but I believe they've got field turf down there, and
I know there's talk about not only improving the playing surface like what you're talking about, but then they're going to start improving the facilities around, because a lot of the bleachers were kind of like what Seneca used to have, the old concrete block supports, and they're trying to upgrade some of that. So it'll be interesting to see how it changes year after year when we go down there, but we'll be down there next Friday night.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be there next year too. It just seems like we always have to drive down to Anderson, but Wildcats are going to prepare this week and get ready to take care of business next Friday night.
Yeah, nice turnaround here tonight, not only after the loss last week to Seneca, but a nice turnaround in the second half after what happened in the first half.
Yeah, big win 2 weeks ago, emotional game last Friday night, tough loss, and then to come out tonight and be, as Coach Parnell said, and we talked a little bit about it, as flat as the Wildcats were in that first half, for them to, as Coach Parnell said, kind of turn that switch at halftime and really answer the call and come out and do what they needed to do to win this football game. I think the Wildcats will be focused this week and get ready for McDonald County.
Down 7-0 at the half, but the Wildcats come back to pick up the victory here tonight over the Patriots. We thank you for being with us here tonight for Wildcat football on the Talon Sports Network, and hope you join us next Friday when we head down to McDonald County to battle the Mustangs. We want to thank all of our sponsors for helping support our broadcasts here on the Talon Network. You'll hear them mentioned again here in the post-game wrap-up. Please stop by and let these folks know that you appreciate their support of our coverage of Wildcat football and Cassville High School athletics. They're the folks that make it happen, our sponsors supporting our broadcast, and we appreciate them so very much. Thanks goes out to Athletic Director Doug Martin and all his staff here at Cassville for all the hospitality again tonight. We appreciate Coach Parnell for coming up and visiting with us here in the postgame. And thanks to Dwayne and Janet back at the studios for making sure everything stays up and running back at the stations as they keep an eye on things for us every Friday night. Appreciate Todd running the camera for us, and he and I and Jeremy will be back with you next week in Anderson as the Wildcats take on the Mustangs. Once again, our final score here tonight, Cassville over East Newton 21-7. Speaking for Jeremy and Todd, this is Sammy Clapper saying thanks so much for joining us and good night from Wildcat Stadium.